business.
Oh yeah. See,
and Simi has
shame.
Simi. Sometimes I'm like, cool down. It's not like
no. I feel like you can die from shame.
Oh god.
No, you can't.
Clip it.
Basically, you go through the whole thing. They put an injection in your back, whatever, blah blah blah. Then you hear him cry. They lift you over. They lift this baby over. I'm looking at this baby. I'm like, oh, look at this gunk on him. Whose baby is this? Like, it's all grey and stuff. Because they're like, oh, it's gonna be so beautiful. It's gonna be so magical. I'm like, he's dirty. Rub the thing off. Like, oh my god, clean him up.
Oh, those Beckley, sorry. Let's have camera phones of Beckley's in the background. This is Big Dig. If you're here, you're watching this, make sure if you're watching on Culture Shop, go over to Charge It Podcast here on YouTube. So that's CACHAA or Charge It Podcast. So there's 2 A's in the charge. Go there, go watch the rest of the episode so you get the snippet here. So on Culture Shop, you can also subscribe here on Culture Shop, but then go subscribe over.
Fuck everything he's saying, bro. Subscribe to Charge.
Charge It Podcast. Go watch it there and get the full episode there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, comment, like, and subscribe, and ring the bell, and tell a friend that the Charger Boys have a new YouTube channel.
Yeah, because what's called, there's like, I think it's like 78% or something that people that watch the last episode aren't subscribed.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Click the subscribe button there. How you getting on, Dij?
Same old shit. Yeah, just a different day. What about you?
You already know yourself. I'm not gonna. Do you know what's funny? Yeah, now when I see like newer dads than me complaining about being tired, I laugh. One guy says he can go gym with 3 or 4 hours of sleep. I was like, it's okay, bro. I tell them, oh, it gets better. I've only done this for 14 weeks or something. I'm giving advice here. I said, oh, don't worry, bro. It gets better. How you getting on, man?
I'm alright. What's up? Special guest in the building.
We have special guests. Should you introduce the pod at the start today, or?
Yeah. Let's introduce it.
Anyways, we are here. We are Charge.
Bang bang.
This is the podcast with the highest level analysis the culture needs. I'm Daddy J, but you must call me Jordan. I'm here with.
She grows her voice, Big Dig, nigga with the Midas touch.
Come on, who you got here today?
Simi,
Jordan's wife.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. But
Do you know how they call Beyonce Jay-Z's wife? That's what I'm gonna do. Harry, I'm gonna tell him the name of the episode featuring Jordan's wife.
You know what? When I put on Instagram, I even put Jordan's wife. What's up? How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Yeah. First time being here in a minute. I think the last pod you did, the sound wasn't the best, so we said we'll run it back here.
Yeah, it wasn't Christmas this year. It was Christmas the year before.
The year before.
2022, was it?
Yeah.
2022, yeah. Yeah, she couldn't have done it Christmas this year. She was literally just
had a youth.
Just had a youth.
Yeah, for those that are new, Jordan's wife. We speak about Simi so many times.
Yeah.
There's people that is just must just think she's just one cloud.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? Because I spent so much it's just for ages, for a year and a half, 2 years, it'll just be in her home, innit? So all my conversations are with one person. So when I'm like, I was having this conversation with Simi. Because I'm not having any conversation with anybody else apart from like you and Simi.
And to be honest, if we're being honest, most of Jordan's best ideas do come from Simi.
Yeah, it's true.
Thank you.
Even the fact that like the whole going out with like Ron and Bex, that wasn't me.
You know what?
That wasn't me.
You know what? Let's talk about that real quick. So we went out in a little. Is it a work dinner?
Yeah. Work lunch.
Yeah,
with the boys.
what's called? And when Jordan texted me about it, I was like, Jordan wouldn't willingly not go home right after recording. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know Beckley isn't the one that said let's do this.
Why? Beckley.
It's Beckley.
I love Beckley.
And
Beckley's the realest guy.
Ron, that guy has like 10 jobs. He doesn't have time to be just
to be just saying like.
Do you get what I'm saying? So in the back of my head, I was like, where did this come from? But then I just didn't ask because I was like, yeah, cool.
Do you think because it's essentially like a new friendship group, someone has to make that leap first?
Yeah.
Someone has to say it, or like everybody will think like, nah, if I say it, they'll think I'm moist. You know
the
what
thing
I mean?
is, even if it's not a new friendship group, somebody has to initiate
So
it.
is there like a leader of the group?
I don't want it to be me. I don't want more responsibility. I have enough responsibility in this life. Remember that whole conversation of group leader?
Stop, man. Who's the group leader? Are you in any groups that has a leader?
Not anymore, no. Like when it was me, you and Dave, I used to lead the podcast front a bit. because you and Dave were too laid back. But now it's a one-on-one thing. There's no real. It's just it's just a commit like a joint effort. But whereas you and Dave was like, I gotta, especially the recording. Aspect.
Once again, you took 1 week off.
Other than that, I was like, no. I think people are too old to be having group leaders, man.
In your group, there's not group leader, but there's someone that takes charge in your group.
In my group?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah.
But he loves that though.
Yeah.
Like, imagine who wants to take charge of planning a whole trip? Do you like?
I enjoy that.
No.
Itinerary.
I don't enjoy that. I don't enjoy shopping. I don't enjoy any of that stuff.
I love all that.
Like, you know the people that be like, you know, you can fly to Dubai right now for are you just randomly checking Skyscanner?
Yeah.
Just saying.
Like, Ayub would like rent a car, tell us what we're doing, and have a whole financial. Like, Ayub takes control. Like, yeah, because let him. Do you think like you're telling me, oh, he's taking control? Like, it's making me feel away. I'm like, I don't want to.
Did you get what I'm saying?
I don't want to plan a trip. But how much is it gonna cost? Are you the one driving? Will I drink wine at the back of the car? Keep going.
That's all I need to do. And just, you know what? Don't even tell me how much I need to send you. Just request it from me, alright?
Yeah.
That's it.
Shout out you for birthday, bro.
Split bill.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, just tell me, did you buy this flight and buy this flight and send me
No,
this?
because
and
you
this
need to know, like, well, maybe because with girls, like, if we're planning a holiday, we say, okay, what's the budget? What's everybody's budget? And then you can work around it. So I need to know your budget first.
Okay, yeah, but that's cool. You can just ask me my budget, and if you
Okay.
if you go off and you go do everything, I don't mind.
I don't
See what I'm
mind.
saying?
I don't mind actually planning.
Yeah, I know, and that's why it's so much nicer to go on holidays with women.
Yeah.
because
we organize.
you organize everything.
And also, they want the scenic stuff. They want to where they can take pictures and post it on the gram and it look nice. Like I don't. When I'm there, don't get me wrong. It's like when I'm there, I'm like,
picture.
oh shit, this is class. But I would never thought about it.
or you know what? They force you. Oh, let's do this, and you're like, oh, I have to get up at 9 o'clock to go do it. I'm on holidays, and then you get there, it's like, yo, this is kind of cool, you know.
No, Simi knows I'm not the person for activities on holidays. She knows if I'm on holidays.
I think it's been 8 years now. We've been together, and for 8 years we've basically been gone on holidays. Every time there's a gym, I'm like, let's go to the gym. He's like, no, I come on holidays.
I go to my home.
I'm like, there's a gym, it's free there.
I want to sleep in. I want to I want to be on the gargle the minute I'm up. I want to be on the gargle at lunch. I want to then come home, take my nap. Is everything all right?
Yeah, no, I'm just
come home, take my nap, and continue to, like. There is people like my boy. Shout out you, happy birthday. He just sent me a video of him jumping out of a plane. I'm like, I could never do holidays with this guy because why am I doing holidays for heart palpitation? Would you jump off a plane?
It's one of the things I actually want to do. That I've been
You want to jump out of a
procrastinating.
plane?
Yeah.
Nah, bro.
Why? Because why not?
No, I have a fear of heights. I can't do it.
Why? What? You know when people are scared of heights here?
Are you just, oh no, you're scared.
Yeah,
of
but
being,
you're tall.
Wait, what's that
And?
supposed to mean? She says because you're already over here. Because you're already over here.
You're already over here, so it doesn't make it different.
Like you say,
When
I'm
you're
tall,
short.
but like, Simi, it's like a foot.
Yeah, but when you're short,
Simi, in a foot, and the difference is not gonna make. It's not gonna make that much
I'm
of a
just saying.
difference.
He said you're tall. So you're used to being high.
You used to be up high. When you're short, it's not the same.
Well, you like your relationship with the ground, yeah.
No, but I just like I don't know.
Unnecessary stress.
It's one of my fears.
No.
Heights.
Oh my god! I was on TikTok here, and there's just like people that go into like caves and stuff like that.
Yeah, I could never do that.
Bro, this guy has been like literally his body just about fits in this cave.
God.
And he was
But
like,
they swim, it's like they try and maneuver.
yeah, he
themselves
was like,
into it.
shimmy,
Yeah,
bro,
shimmy,
that
shimmy.
right there.
Yeah,
just watching the video
Yeah.
was making me feel away.
Isn't
I
that
can't
that
do
like
it.
72-hour movie where your man had to chop his hand off?
Yeah.
Because he did, as he liked to go on escapades and all this, and his hand got stuck and he couldn't move it out.
Why would you want to do that?
But that happened to like two guys. They went for went cave diving or something like that. The cave collapsed.
See, I have zero interest in exploring all these places, bruv. I'll let you do
But
it.
you want to jump off a plane?
Yeah, that's different.
How?
That's different.
I don't understand how.
Because what's called essentially, right? I jump out of a plane. I can see where I'm going. Number one.
Okay.
Number two, I've got a parachute. If
What
that
if
fucks
the
up,
parachute doesn't pull?
that's when you cut that one and you pull the back up one.
Yeah. There's always
Did I hear
about,
about the girl that what's it called? The instructor was meant to pull the parachute, but was pulling it, and then the emergency one and the normal one went at the same time. So they landed. He died. First of all, he died because the rope choked him, and when she landed, she lost like her feet and everything.
In that situation, yeah, take me. But
he said this multiple times.
I've said this
He
multiple
said
times.
No, but when
times.
she woke up, she actually didn't feel pain.
But she
also
paralyzed.
didn't feel
Yeah,
her
but
legs.
she didn't. Yeah, she couldn't feel her legs. Obviously, it's the
Take me, bro.
Do you know if you can't feel? And does that mean like you can't get erections or anything?
I don't know, but that's not something I want to even find out.
It's like, how would you even say if you saw a person like in that situation? How could you even ask that question without that? You just have to be super cool to.
Nah, you know what? Genuinely, I actually feel like people in those situations prefer when you just treat them like a regular person.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because like, I feel like people will see them and just start feeling all sorry for
Weird.
them and like treating them like this.
Nobody
like
wants to be a sympathetic figure.
Exactly. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like even I saw one video and they were like cussing someone in a wheelchair or cussing someone with some disability or whatever. But it's like their family and people in the comments like, oh my god, blah blah. It's like, no, bro, that's
Run it.
Yeah, because
you know
Shaw says like whenever he goes to an event where there's a disabled person, a black person, they like that you acknowledge them as a person anyways, regardless of their differences. It's just weird then if you see a disabled person now you start acting weird. And they're like, they spend the whole life being like a sympathetic figure and they don't like that. Like, no, roast me. If these guys can get a joke, me too, I can get a joke. I'm just a human being like the rest of you are. But I want
like Saucy Santana, that song. That walk. You know, he was having a beef with a guy in a wheelchair. That's
the first one, no idea.
And that's why you made the song
also,
Walk.
Quick question, yeah. And don't tell me if I'm bad. I feel like that nigga is built like a deep breath.
Yeah. He's mad top heavy.
Like, you know, have you watched Sonic back in the days, yeah?
The
Dr. Robotnik.
villain.
He's built like Dr. Robotnik, bro. And the worst part about it, like, your lifestyle's your lifestyle, that's cool. But don't wear jumpsuits and shit. Like, it doesn't help.
It's because his legs are real thin.
Someone retweeted this on my timeline, yeah? It said, if sexuality is a spectrum, that means it's the gayest person. That could be Saucy Santana. If it's on the spectrum, someone has to be at the end of that spectrum. He could be him.
You know, I do want to speak to someone that identifies as a they, them, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
because my question is, yeah, and I'm just going to say this and we'll move on. Right? If Saucy Santana is a man, and let's say he's the end of that side of the spectrum, and who's someone that's tough as nails? Someone that is like hyper masculine. You know what? Let me just use
Brock Lesnar.
Vin Diesel, Brock Lesnar is the other end of the spectrum. Yeah. If you can go from that to that, I don't understand how you don't fit somewhere in between.
In the middle, yeah, fair enough.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's something they'll have to answer. But yesterday, Shalipopi was supposed to come to Islandy. The thing is, and Simi, I don't see that. I always hear promoters get steak and Cittg, but I really don't go to events that any of these promoters be throwing. Is it a thing that they just need to do better, get with these artists? Or do these artists, for example, see a bigger bag somewhere? Because I saw your brother kind of tweet about it. Your brother says what they will charge us here to get them to come, they'll get chicken change compared to the UK. But because it's a market, they might see it as more valuable building a fan base in this market, even though I'm not making as much money now. So it's not completely on to his point, it's not completely just on the Azizias or the promoters fucked up. Sometimes these artists could see an out, let's say, or a better opportunity, and that's why they don't come. Yeah,
like what's called, because to be fair, like Ireland isn't the place. You don't come to Europe to do Ireland. Yeah, you come to Europe to go to London, and then you're like, it's an hour away. Yeah, what's an extra day? Let me just collect that bag as well. Do you get what I'm saying? And as a promoter, if like let's say we book someone now and they don't get on the flight,
what you want me to do?
It's like there's literally nothing else I can do.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm blaming the promoters in this one. I think it's Shalipopi's team, because how can you say, okay, I'm going to perform and within 4 hours I'm going to like...
It's possible.
If you're taking private jet.
But if you're doing world tour, I'm pretty sure you can afford it. Like, let's say, okay, a private jet from Ireland to the UK, it's an hour flight.
No.
Let's even say it costs 10 bags.
Yeah.
That's not crazy for somebody that's doing world tours.
But
it is possible. Yeah.
I don't think he's at that point yet where he's just spending. Listening to him on like 3 shots and the receipts, I don't think he's there where he's just gonna spend 10K, on a private jet. Like, he has the whole team, everything. I just think it was ridiculous him saying that he was going to perform at, what was it, 6 o'clock in one
6
place,
o'clock on a
Friday.
And then 10 in another place, and it's not the same.
And not the same country.
Like, we're not jobless.
Even if you're doing that in Dublin and Cork, it's still risky. Talk less of like...
Yeah, but you can run that.
Yeah, I know, but still risky. Do you know what I mean?
Because you have people like, obviously people are working on Friday. And the thing is, I always think about like, oh, he's performing in Dublin, so people from Dublin are going to come and watch him. But then you're not thinking it's like, oh, there's people from Galway, Cork that have to make their way to Dublin. And some of them were thinking like, okay, I'll finish work at 5, jump on my bus, do my makeup on the bus or whatever, get to Shalipopi and then get back home. Because when we went to R&B, I was in Charlie's. and someone like one of the girls in the queues were saying like, oh yeah, I'll get my Charlies and I'll get back in my bed by 1:30 or whatever, because they still have to get the bus back to Galway.
Yeah.
So
I remember something like that.
Yeah, then I was like, okay. But at this one,
and some people are still paying for hotels, and hotels are not cheap nowadays.
No, they're going back. They're starting to go back to regular prices. Yeah, they're not as
like
crazy
what's regular?
before.
Like one
you
something.
can get a hotel room for 100 or less now.
Oh,
okay, for a night.
Yeah, for a night.
Yeah, no, that's calm.
It's still like you can still like 120s, 130s, but
okay, that's
there was a point where
it was 300.
Shit hotels were 300 for a night
on a
for a
Tuesday.
Night. Yeah,
It's just like who is staying here on a Tuesday?
There was one hotel I booked for a couple of hours just because I just needed somewhere to go. Kind of situation. It was 70 quid. It was a shit hotel. That same room in that shit hotel was going for like almost 200 euro.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Sometimes I booked for like 50, 60 euro.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. But
it was the staycations that made that go up. Anyways, that's why I think.
But yeah, just on that then, is there anything that they even Ireland or its own? Because again, I go to gigs mainly when they're at the Tree Arena. I don't go to those small when a Shaka comes and is performing a tram line, or a Shalipopi comes from a Barrel Factory. You won't really see me go there because so I don't have this issue with promoters. But I don't know if there's anything that they can do better in this instance, because I know it always falls back on them. They already have a bad reputation.
Yeah.
So I don't know if
I don't blame them for this one though.
But if the thing is, if we're not rated as a market and people are looking at it like certain artists and stuff are looking at us like, yeah. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because you're not doing the Three Arena. Like,
No.
I remember when WizKid was coming, I was like, I think WizKid struggles to sell out the Three Arena.
Oh yeah.
Like, so the likes of Shalipopi
Maybe
and all them.
Olympia.
Yeah, he'd sell out Olympia.
You sell out.
He'd sell out Olympia, but the Three Arena is a different monster.
13K, like even Burner at the height of last when even it crossed over to the Oimbos, there were still barriers that they had to cross out. Whereas obviously Essence, I think, came out before pandemic when you don't need no other body. That was like 2020. If he had come then, he probably would have done what Burner did. Well, that momentum kind of died down a little bit by the time he wanted to come. So it was kind of like, I don't think it's
Three shows, isn't it?
But once again, is nightlife in Ireland dying?
I would give Rax in a wrong person.
I know. Obviously, we're three people that probably that don't go out that often. But it just feels like we hear about more problems than we do good stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think it's dying. I just think there's more options now because there's more day stuff. Because when we were going, there was no day stuff. There was none of like your brothers sip and paint. That was never a thing. Or like I don't know what other like brunches or whatever. Like
Wine
none
club,
of that.
all that.
Yeah, none of that ever existed. So we had rights once a month, and everybody's looking forward to that. But I think
all
now
white party.
Yeah, all white.
Everybody's there.
New Year's all white party. But I think now because there's options of if you don't want to go out at night, you can go out like during the day. I think that gives the option of like, it's not that it's dying, it's just there's more options.
Yeah, and I think because people know that I don't have to go, like a lot of people to socialize, they felt like they had to come out on the night out. Now they're kind of like, oh, I don't have to be there on the night. I can do a cheeky brunch, I can do a cheeky sip and paint and find a certain demographic. Heck, even stuff like Open Circle, I've given people a different community that they say on a Tuesday night, I don't have to force myself to go to an event because people look for community, and that offers a different type of community. So like, oh yeah, Open Circle, I'm gonna go there. I don't need to go to any.
I think there's just more options. Like people that maybe are quirky, maybe they didn't fit into like the nightlife. There's more options now for them to be able to still be within a community, but not have to be like, okay, I have to go and listen to like, I don't know, Afrobeat or R&B. Like even with the R&B stuff, I went with a friend, and half the song she was kind of like, I don't know these songs.
Yeah, that was Beckley.
Okay,
shut up, Bex.
And I was
once
like,
again, don't sell him tickets.
Shut up, him.
Okay, but the thing is, my question to you is, what the last two times you've gone out, R&B, DLT.
Yeah.
Why did you go to those two?
Well, R&B, I think anybody that would have done R&B, I might have gone.
I doubt that.
I highly doubt that.
Okay, not anyone.
Because if GB and C did it, I don't think you would have went.
I don't think you would have seen the poster.
No, I don't think.
No, I might.
Simi, let's be serious.
You really went because Taser and Chucky are attached to it.
Yeah, and it's probably something you've seen before.
You've seen it online. You've seen the content from them. Because we said this on the pod about you as well. Actually, if it was someone within Ireland. Say if Deji does podcast, whoever, Tommy has a DJ, and Tommy and that DJ are doing an R&B. You probably Tommy will support because you're your friend.
Tommy, I feel like,
your friend. But like if there's another podcaster and they have a DJ and they're doing an R&B, you might not go.
It depends on the DJ. Why? Because it depends on the crowd. Because if it's a mature crowd, I'll go. Because even when I was doing my nails, my nail tech is 20. When I was talking to her about it, she was kind of like, I have no interest in this because all of this is like before my time. So it depends on the DJ.
What DJ though? Frank, it has to be Frank, Jez, and Hamid.
Maybe.
Don't kill me.
Shout out them because they're the OGs, but that's what we're using.
That's who I grew up on.
That depends on the DJ.
That's who I used to go to the right venue and
because they're
listen
doing
to.
a DJ showcase 16th of March. I don't know if this will be up by then. I don't know what date it is. They're doing a DJ showcase on the 16th of March.
Yeah, what's called?
None of those DJs you would have went to.
Wait. What's called? Use code charge it 10 for 10% off.
Yep.
Shout out.
Shout out, you guys were discount code. Huh?
Yeah, but what's called? Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, so back to my question. Why those two events did you go, but you won't go to anything else?
DLT and flipping the R&B. It's because it has a brand attached to it.
Maybe because it has a brand that is, they've like, well, DLT anyways, they've like, they're sustained, like they're like a well-known
established
brand. Yeah, but I think with like your brother, I could probably go because I see him more constant, like it's consistent, like it's there's more events. I think if it's one person that comes once in a while and is throwing an event, I'm like, how do I know, like I'm not going to go there and we're all going to be standing there and there's nothing going on? I
like that point because to a lot of people throwing an event, it feels like a money grab, whereas GB feels like it's GB events. He's actually trying to grow this thing, so he's trying to maybe that's a good point because like if someone randomly it's like I throw an event, they'd be like, oh, you're just trying, apart from the pod, if I just throw like a R&B night, Jordan just trying to make money. Whereas you build the credibility, people have seen GB.
Because if I was going to do like me and my sister were talking about, we were saying that we would have loved to do like a R&B but like a Nigerian kind of Afrobeat version. Right,
them Style Plus,
Style Plus kind of thing. So we sat down, we were on the phone, and we said, okay, can we come up with 40 songs each that are kind of like R&B-esque kind of music? And we did. And I was like, if I was gonna do it, I would go to your brother because I know that I can trust him with events. I wouldn't just do it myself because people would be like, who the fuck is Simi? Oh, Jordan's wife. She thinks she's gonna throw an event. But I would go to your brother because everybody kind of knows that brand. You know, that's the difference. But if some DJ guy, I just see a flyer now and saying, oh, I'm doing an R&B night, I'm just going to scroll past it. But if your brother does it now, I'll probably go because...
That's solid. I get it.
I feel like using my brother is a bit biased because, once again, you've known him for how many years?
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. I need to see someone that is consistent.
Yeah,
I don't know promoters because half of the promoters anyways that I do know, they're more focused of bringing like the new up and coming, like Ashake, when they brought Ashake and the whole Ashake thing, when they sold more tickets than whatever it was. So those ones I'm not really into it. And the reason why I'm not into it is because they're not using the Tree Arena. Because they're using pubs or they're using smaller venues where I'm a bit more weary of like
I want to see
safety
the show.
And you know what I mean, like it depends where they're hosting it, because to be honest, the R&B night was, I went because it was Button Factory and I know Button Factory is like a it's
you have concerts there and all
but
that,
if they just said it was in some random place, I'll be like, I don't know if I'm gonna go.
Yeah, but then again, like there's a bunch of places that there's a bunch of venues that you're probably just not aware of because you're not outside like that.
Yeah, but if I can go onto their website and I see that they've had all these kind of stuff, not just, this is one place and now I put it in Google Maps and it's telling me to, do you know what I mean? It's
do you know what, something that, like,
it's more safety.
Yeah. Do you know something that I actually don't fully understand either? Promoter, like the event guy, like your brother, and like whatever, like organizing the event. Like, what's the difference between what a promoter does and what GB does? Or is GB a promoter?
Technically.
It's a promoter / event planner.
Event planner. Okay.
Yeah.
So like Fiona, for example, would also be an event planner.
Yeah, she's an event planner. Be a promoter. No, she's an event planner.
Okay.
Because like, didn't she help with the gala that you guys went to?
Yeah.
She does other stuff like that. So event planner.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And then there's the promoters. Promoters are the people that are like, oh, come to my show, this and that.
Yeah.
Kind of like AJ's
Oh, Eddie Hearn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a promoter, isn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't plan the events, he just promotes the event.
Yeah.
But since we're talking about Eddie Hearn, but yeah, shout out Shalipopi though. Hopefully comes. What's his name? Shalipopi?
Yeah.
Shalipopi.
Yeah,
They said they're gonna do it another day.
It's so discouraging though, to buying tickets for these things in Ireland.
Yeah, but it's not.
€70.
But the thing is, at this point, sometimes it's not even really talking about these things in Ireland.
No, buying tickets.
Yeah, I know, but like, how many times have what's called even in the UK, it's like, oh, these Afrobeat artists are coming.
Yeah,
they're late.
yeah,
They're not sure. What's called, we're only getting 20 minutes on stage.
Yeah.
This and that.
You know, Ja Rule cancelled the Tree Arena. He was meant to come, I think, this coming week.
I didn't know he was meant to come.
Yeah, Ja Rule, Kerry Hilson, and Maya.
This guy is
There was a
crazy.
few of them, anyways, that are meant to come, and they only announced like maybe 2 or 3 days ago that they're no longer coming. I think it's because they didn't sell out.
You don't think you sell out like you did, yeah. And to Simi's point, like even the UK, we see them have blunders at the Tree Arena. Like they have artists coming out. You get like what's his name, Rema or Ashake getting bad reviews. At the biggest stage. I know Deja and I have talked about this. Like, okay, maybe they haven't had time to build up to that stage, but their popularity is so much that they can't sell out that stage. So you can't really tell them to like, no, wait till you're good enough for performing to get Tree Arena. Because who knows in 5 years where your career is gonna be. So when you can get Tree Arena. Like you can't be like, oh no, I'll wait till I'm ready, because you never know, your moment will pass and it'll pass you by.
Also, I saw that the O2 Brixton is opening back up.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
But they're gonna do only tribute bands are gonna be performing there.
Yeah.
So basically what they're saying is no more urban.
That's so dead. And it just comes back to like, once again, us finding venues, places to do these things. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, because I like the fact that the R&B was in Button Factory, because I do find sometimes when we go to certain events and they're playing music, especially with the like newer rappers and stuff like that, that they might not have the crowd control or the stage control or the mic control, and then the sound already isn't the greatest. And then they're not great on the mic as well, and it's like, you're rapping right now, you look like you're going off. However, I can't hear a single word you're saying, bro. Like, I guess I don't know, man. It's weird. Like, but in this instance, I don't feel like it should be a thing that should backfire on promoters, because it seems like they tried to do what they could. Like, even it seems like they got people in there on time, and Newbury on stage doing their thing. You just can't control if somebody doesn't get on the plane or not. And I heard that. Yeah, no, there was a story. Someone said that they booked him a private jet.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And he just didn't get on.
Okay, apparently so.
He said it was out of his control.
Well,
that's what they always say. I know.
You're supposed to say that. What else is he supposed to say? But yeah. Oh, mad. Private jet booked for him for tonight. That's brilliant.
Apparently they booked my man a private jet to try and get here. But anyways, that's on that.
Oh, did you watch the fight yesterday?
I did.
Oh, what did you think? Because I felt, not gonna lie, I wasn't feeling the best. And the minute my kid fell asleep, I was like, I'm not even gonna try to stay up for this, because I thought it would have been on earlier. It started like what, half 12
or so.
Yeah, nearly 1 a.m.
What's called the card started at like 4 o'clock.
Yeah. And then they came out, and then I thought it would have been like 11. They're fighting. It would have been grand. But then I seen half 11, because we were watching lives at DC. Daniel Cormier and Michael Bisping do the lives that they're just talking. It got to like nearly 12. My kid fell asleep. I was like, this is not worth it, because if he wakes up now, I have to be dealing with it.
Also, I can say, AJ.
What did you think? You actually watched the live?
No, what's called, like, because I haven't really been deep in the boxing thing recently. But fam, AJ made quick work of it. AJ made that shit look easy. Like, it looks like, remember power. AJ. It looked like AJ.
That aggression is back, because sometimes they say try to be too much of a boxer, whereas like play to your strengths. Come out, walk him down. He made Francis look like a guy that's in his second pro fight against a world class boxer. Literally. That's what he made Francis.
And you know what as well? Like, first of all, no trim, AJ. Okay, fam, you're on smoke already. I literally said, AJ, no trim, no smoke.
Album mode.
And then what's called? And then because he came out to
Skepta, wasn't it?
Yeah, he came out to Skepta, no trim, and then he knocks him out and doesn't even celebrate. That's a different level of smoke.
He just kind of walks and goes.
It's such a cool redemption story for AJ. I was rooting for Francis anyways, because just his life story to see him in that situation, you kind of wonder how far can this story go.
Fam, he came out to God's plan.
Did he? Yeah. You kind of wonder from like if you've watched, you should watch his Joe Rogan Experience where he talks about going through the desert and going through waters from like Morocco to Portugal, paddling through to get there. You should watch it. It's such an inspiring story to tell. And you listen to it, you're like, you root for him. Then he goes to the UFC, becomes world champion. Then while he has one fight left on his contract, Dana's like trying to get him to sign the contract. So I'm not signing it. His knee's fucked. He's defending his title with one knee. Loses the first 2 rounds. Comes back. Just wrestles Cyril Gane. Beats him. Tells Dana, take your belt. I'm going. Dana's then saying in the press conference, oh, he wants easy fights. He wants gimme fights. That fight isn't there. Fights Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua in his first 2 fights, and he wins the Tyson Fury fight on one judge's scorecard, and he knocks down Fury. He has the moral victory. So
He won that fight.
Yeah, the momentum keeps going, and he gets to a stage where he's fighting Anthony Joshua.
He just couldn't lose to Tyson Fury.
Yeah,
as in Tyson Fury couldn't lose to Francis.
Yeah. The boxing world. So when they had all that momentum, you then start romanticizing like, how far can this story really go? But I can never be disappointed for AJ.
Even apparently, he got paid 20 mil, and his whole time in the UFC all comes together to like 3.14 or something like that.
When he was world champion and he defended the belt, he got 600K.
That's insane.
Heavyweight champion of the world.
Insane.
600K. But even under, there's people leaving the UFC because they're not getting paid enough. But Dana's given the Nelt boys 250K contracts. Is that all right?
Yeah, go on.
But back to that fight, it was like, shout out AJ, because to him to lose back-to-back against Usyk, and he has a meltdown in the ring, everybody making fun of him because of that speech. He goes to the press conference and he's crying. And it's like, first time, because the PR machine, AJ looks like something you should promote. Someone you should promote. He's good looking, he's tall, he's
got pretty privilege.
Yeah, he's muscular, and he was knocking people out. And for the first time, he loses back-to-back fights and he breaks down, and you're like, oh, man. Obviously, Twitter will do what Twitter does, the meme him. Charger. Charger. Now, a year late, this was 2022, August, lost the second fight to Usyk. Now he's won 4 in a row, knocks out the guy that Tyson Fury struggled against, and he's right back on the path of redemption. It's what they say. They like to build you up, break you down, just to see if you can come back up again.
And even because when he's like, you might put too much pressure on me, man. I'm just here to work.
Yeah.
Like 200 is crazy.
Yeah, Olympic champion in 2020. Like, I don't blame any herd for promoting AJ, because if I was this promoter and I have someone that looks like that and fights like that,
that's the most promotable guy you can have.
You're doing yourself a disservice if you're not promoting.
Because I was thinking about it the other day, like, because obviously Rooney has been on a bunch of podcasts and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was like, what's he selling?
Rooney doesn't get Rooney's probably, like, people say Rooney's the greatest English talent that's come out since.
Of our generation, Rooney's the best English player.
However, right, do you think if Rooney was better looking, he'd get more more recognition?
Beckham.
Literally,
because you do need that it thing that takes you over the top, because
he's not the best looking, and then he's always cheating, and people are like, the wife always, do you know what I mean? They're always like, oh, what I know, but he's cheating with what, prostitutes? Is that not
the thing was something about grannies or old women or something.
Yeah, old women. When his wife was pregnant, he was still. Also bad PR. That's true.
Yeah, if he was fine like David Beckham, because David Beckham allegedly he cheated.
It's not even alleged. It wasn't his dog.
They didn't even talk about it
in the documentary. Nobody actually denied it.
They didn't talk about it,
but they touched on it though.
Yeah, they touched on it.
If it wasn't true, they would have denied it.
Yeah,
if it wasn't true, it wouldn't. They wouldn't deny it. It just wouldn't have been brought up.
Yeah.
Because it was a Beckham propaganda documentary. So they're meant to make him look good.
Exactly.
Well, even with that, the world were kind of like, oh no, David Beckham would never.
Look at them. They look so
Rooney,
great
they were
together.
Like, yeah, he did it.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, when you have that pretty privilege on your side.
Yeah. Rooney look at him and said, he does look like someone that would pay for sex.
That's sad.
What's
good?
But back to Rooney. But yeah, if Rooney was better looking and better PR, he would be recognized as. What didn't help Rooney either is because he has to leave United when Ronaldo and Tevez left, and he was like the poster boy, and he has out, and that was also bad for his PR. He just has bad PR after bad PR after bad PR.
Yeah, but even his on one of the parties he did with not the overlap. Stick to Football. He was talking.
Podcast.
It's actually great. He was talking about that whole situation, like what actually happened and everything. But yeah, that's why I go back to AJ, where it's like, and I feel like Floyd fucked up boxing. because now it's all about being undefeated and whatever. Whereas everybody lost. Tyson lost. Ali lost. Everybody lost. But just Floyd being Floyd and just doing all that, nobody wants to lose their O anymore. Yeah. So once he lost his O, it's kind of like, and all the casuals are watching AJ, like all the girls that are just watching because he's a fine man, and it's just like, oh, AJ's finished, AJ's dusted.
The only bad loss in AJ's career.
The guys were saying, "Oh, is that on your MCM?"
I was gonna say the only bad loss in his career is Andy Ruiz, because Andy Ruiz took that last minute, and AJ should have walked through. Usyk is a good fighter, but obviously the casuals are just looking at.
But once again, it's about brands.
So, do you think Usyk is gonna beat Tyson?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I hope not. I want to see Tyson AJ.
I want to see that Tyson AJ.
Yeah, that's why I don't think it's gonna happen.
The only reason I don't really care about that fight is just because, once again, like, I've become now more of a casual than I was before. I just care about brands now. I want storyline. I want brands. That's it.
The beauty of the AFCON was the storylines.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Everybody's attached to their country storylines. So everybody's like, oh no, this is what we're gonna do.
Like you always say, life is WWE, and the reason why WWE is so profitable is because we just get to watch storylines. It's actually. That is our version of the Real Housewives of Hollywood.
You should watch The Rock's 30 minutes. He did it. I don't watch WWE, but The Rock came back and he stood in the ring for 30 minutes just doing a promo. You don't even have to watch WWE to know that this guy's a star. He sold it so well, and it's like it was like watching The Rock in 1998. He just knew. I was like, oh yeah, this is what WWE was good at, because even adult me knows this is like scripted, and I'm being sold.
I don't care. I don't care.
I'm being entertained. And which brings me to the point. Cat Williams he went on Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan was pushing back. Joe Rogan was asking questions. Even for a shit podcast. Because it wasn't about entertainment anymore. We don't care about pushing back.
We wanted the stories. We wanted the made up stories. I read how many books in.
Hey, wait. I will say, I did see Cat just running.
So did I, just there.
And he did what he said he could do.
Yeah. But the point is, like, even him, Cat, on Rogan, he was trying to appear more intellectual because of the man he wasn't trying to entertain. He was actually trying to, like, make nuanced points, and at times
because you know what show you go on.
Yeah, you know who you're
you know who you're speaking to. Like, I can't go here and then go on maybe like receipts. It's not going to be the same energy.
Same vibe. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You just kind of know where you're going to.
I hear that.
Look at Akpo and Toby here last week. They were here, and also Where's Your Head At? The exact same guest came out.
Yeah.
Two completely different episodes.
Yeah, I watched the episode. There was two different ones. Yeah.
But I just wanted to bring that up because everybody was like, there was no pushback. Shannon wasn't doing this. But sometimes, to that point, some people let entertainers be entertainers because you want to be entertained. I don't want Kat to give me nuanced points or nuanced takes. Nah, tell me how many dicks you have to suck to get 3 movies in Hollywood.
You on this dick talk.
That's what he does. He told people you have to suck 3 dicks to get a movie in Hollywood. That's what I'm there for.
You know what? The more things are coming out recently about all them man, the more I just want to stay away from that shit.
You guys spoke about that.
What, the Hollywood stuff or the Diddy and kind of
not really.
Because I was listening to a podcast and someone said I don't think Meek Mills is gay, but he's it's so hard not to believe he's not gay, if that makes sense. Like he just talks too much. He's that new age people that like we know too much about him, like too much business. Like when he was tweeting, and then the whole like he was talking about Laurie Harvey and the wish list, and then she got with someone else, and then he was trying to be like, oh, you get with every man, and it's like she was never going to you anyways. So
and then I remember what's called the chips in the fucking swimming pool, or him slipping on his grandmother's porch. Like I do feel like celebrities are too accessible. And like the more you talk, the more it's like, wow, you're actually an idiot. You're actually dumb.
Before the celebrities weren't talking, and then when they start talking, we always talk about Will Smith. He was so cool until he started giving us an insight into his life. They're like, wow, Will, this is what you're on.
You know, it's like, bro, we actually didn't need to know this.
Because even Schultz's clip went viral. But he says, I don't believe Meek Mill is gay, but Meek Mill is so bad at convincing us that he's not gay. Well, I'm not gay because I like pussy so much and when I put my dick inside the pussy, like it's just, you know, Will Shakespeare has the thing, said that protests too much. Do you know when they ask him like, are you cheating? He gets so defensive. You're like, maybe he's cheating. Yeah. That's why you get so defensive on this thing.
Also, even the guy that someone says, oh, you get no girls. No, I get bitches. I get
holidays. Girls. I got this girl. Yeah, look at this blonde body. It's like, cool down. You don't need to convince him.
Like you don't have to. You don't have to prove anything.
When Diddy's calling him daddy, why can't he fight back and be like, yo, man?
Okay, this is the thing, yeah. Like women always say, men are the worst groupies.
Yeah.
Men around niggas with money and niggas with influence become groupies, and Diddy and them are the pinnacle of that.
Yeah, but
like they're the top of the table.
He was doing that to Fabulous as well. On
what's it called? I want to party with you, daddy.
Yeah, daddy.
Yeah, but think about
What's
it,
up, daddy.
James calls Fuhad daddy all the time. And shit.
There's a
There's
difference.
a difference. No, there's a difference. Man, just saying daddy to everybody.
No, what's good? You know them man are from New York. Pause is their thing, bro. Everything pause. James is like Dave. He loves like homoerotic banter. Do you get what I'm saying? Like you can't compare the two.
Yeah,
do you get what I'm saying?
Fair.
You're telling gangster rappers that are talking about holding guns and all of this. You're calling them daddy. He's calling Fuhad daddy. There's a big difference.
And he only does it because Fuhad is so like. So he knows you're gonna get a reaction out of him. Exactly. He's just like, I just can't calm down.
Do you get what I'm saying? So like with the whole thing, and also like you said, it's not about getting gay people to do gay people things. It's about getting straight people to do gay people things.
The power manipulation of it all.
And like, what's it called, bruv? Fam, people are still talking about, oh, are you gonna pick 500k or a dinner with Jay-Z? So now this nigga's in front of Jay, and Jay's telling you, let me not put it on Jay. He's in front of Diddy. Diddy's telling you, bro, you want to? Do you know how many stars I made? I'll make you a star tomorrow.
It's literally the Harvey Weinstein of the black world. Like it's Harvey Weinstein maybe says like, oh, you want to win an Oscar? You want to be in a Marvel movie?
But we know Diddy's mad because if you watch Making a Band, you see all those mad stuff that he used to make people do. He made them walk to go and get that. What was it? Cheesecake. Fucking madness. I don't know what that was going to do for their vocals.
I love this, because now, do you know when someone exposes their madness? Now you get hindsight of all their other actions. Like, this nigga been mad.
No, but that was mad.
Everything just starts falling in place.
That was mad. Or when he got the two singing groups to do a battle. How you getting singing niggas to battle?
That was the funniest thing ever. I'm not gonna lie. That was so entertaining.
That's what I mean. Once you entertain people, you can get away with shit.
Wait, what is going on this year? Is this the year of just exposing everybody? Because
it's been coming though.
Drake from Drake and Josh.
Yeah,
he's just coming out that what's called.
I think what's happening now is men are getting more comfortable.
Yeah,
and women are getting more comfortable. More and more people are getting more comfortable because when you hear about a lot of the stories, it's 10 years, 20 years, 30 years ago, and you're like, why are you only coming out now? But I think it's now that people are getting supported. I think if you did this 20 years ago, people would be like, yeah, but you got the house.
Nobody.
You were a Drake for
you got
Josh.
that.
But look at your life. Because he's 37 when he was 17, 20 years ago. Think about it. That was 2004. Let's be honest. Nobody would have cared.
Everyone is still letting all the slurs. Everything is flying.
And now you're looking at a man saying, a man that you perceive to be in a good position, someone would look at it as complaining, in inverted commas, about, oh, this happened to me. It's easy to downplay it and be like, yeah, but you also got to make multi rich. It comes with something. But I'm fair play to him for coming out and speaking, though.
And you know what's called, like, when people operate in that gray area, like, okay, like, probably best way to do it is probably with a girl, yeah. Where it's like, okay, right, girls don't want to be the girl that is, I have a man straight away, yeah. So the guys will understand that. So I'm going to come and talk to you. I know you have a man, but I'm not going to say anything wild so you can block me off. Yeah. But because you're going to be nice, you're going to respond to me. So now this conversation is going on for a lot longer than you think it needs to go on for. Yeah. So it's kind of like now if this guy's trying to come out and say, oh, he did this, but he didn't really say, he didn't say suck my dick or you're not getting in this movie. He just, I hinted at it. You can feel the energy in the room, but when you say this to the next person, it doesn't sound the same. And then also, like, once again, you can be a piece of shit and be a great guy. Like you can be an abuser and be a fantastic guy, a funny guy to the outside world. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, I know, like, I feel like manipulators use your perception of me. I'll use that against you, because if you go and say that, I've worked around so many kids, I've worked around so many people, and people love me. Mothers love me, fathers love me. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like nobody's going to believe you because everybody loves me. I know that people look at me this way, and I'm going to use that to make sure that you understand
like
that.
Ellen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Everybody was like, oh, Ellen's so nice. And she was horrible to her stuff. But she's given out lifetime of Van shoes and money and this and that and blah, blah, blah. But she was a horrible person.
People say the same thing about Mr. Beast. Apparently he's a horrible person as well.
I've always said so many times, historically, we just have such a bad relationship with power. Like, it's more rare to see someone in such a position of power. I know people, especially comedians that I listen to, they big up Rogan because he does that, but he's such a powerful position. If the other side came out, I'm not really that shocked. Because just to have a platform, again, we did it yesterday. We were looking at the number one podcasts like in the world over the last 5 years. It's Rogan for like since 2019. Straight on. So, but I hear from comedians especially, oh, he gives opportunities. He's egoless. Same rhetoric you would have heard about people
but
that are
also
like,
saying N-word up and down.
And then if those shit comes out, you're not really like, yeah, people in a position of power.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm never really shocked when I've heard, oh, they abuse their power. Yeah. Like small power, even in this small island, people in this scene, whatever, you'll see how people behave when, no, he's not hosting this anymore. It's like, what are you talking about?
But I wonder if it's just sometimes people feel because maybe they were treated bad when they were less than. So they want other people to feel what they felt.
Hurt people.
Yeah, you know.
But I hear that, but
no, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying I wonder if that's what.
No, but I'm saying I hear that because like I have one instance of that in my life, and that's walking to school and getting splashed by fucking people driving by. And now I always said once I was wet, I'd be walking to school, my socks wet and shit like that. When I get my car, next man is getting it. But now I'm in a position and I can't do it to next man. It just feels wrong, man. It just feels like I've been in that position. Why would I then do that to you? Do you get what I'm saying? And it just feels like they always say the person who doesn't want the power is probably the person who's best with the power. Yeah. Maybe that's like a Rogan. Yeah. And I feel like
people that thrive to be in powerful positions, even if forget like even CEOs or people that even people that you work with and they're thriving to be in that managerial. Some people get there and they just because their work allowed them to do so well and they actually want them to be like, no, you'll be a good manager. And they're like, oh, nice. And they probably make for the best managers. But those who thrive, like I'm going to be CEO of this company, when they get in that power, a lot of it, because it probably took them longer than they thought it should have, there's resentment. If there's a way they feel that they're in that position, I should have been here anyways, they start to abuse that power.
But what about if you're in power but you want to be behind the scenes?
Them niggas are just as bad.
Yeah, just as bad. That's like a Harvey Weinstein. Yeah. He wasn't in front of camera. He was behind the scenes, but he was probably the most powerful.
It wasn't until all these things happened that I even heard his name.
Yeah, same here. And it's like going back and watch, I don't know if you watch Entourage. No. I was going back and watch Entourage. Entourage was about like an agent, Harry Gold. He actually is the one that bought UFC and WWE. It's based on him. And I watched Entourage during the pandemic, and he's talking about Harvey Weinstein. I'm like, wow, how influential he was in like as an agent making things happen. And like, okay, I get that. He literally had the power to change you and your generation's life. That's not probably a healthy situation for a human being to have.
Oh, definitely.
It's probably not healthy for a situation.
Definitely not. And it's just like even in the show Billions as well.
Yeah.
One of the I've only seen like a good bit of the first season and I haven't gone back, but I've heard it's really good. But like one of the prosecutors or whatever, like he's proper into like S&M and all this kind of like he wants to be humiliated behind closed doors.
I always wonder about that.
But that's because like outside he has so much power and it's like everybody listens to me and all this kind of shit. So he just wants to feel on the other side of that kind of. Which look, to be fair,
to say a lot of lawyers are into, like in America anyways, like all those kind of people are into all that kind of stuff.
Fair play.
But I guess at the end of the day,
like no king shaming on Georgia.
You're what's called like what feeds you, like people that love to argue are obviously going to be lawyers because you're essentially arguing all day long. Like not all day long, but when you go into court, you're essentially arguing and stuff like that. So I guess it just works out that way. Also, we're going for India. Their PR recently has been horrible.
The country?
Yeah.
What are they doing over there?
Trigger warning.
Oh, about the killings of women and
stuff? Like what's called apparently one woman went out there and she was like, I don't know if she was camping or something like that. Yeah. Got by like 9 men or some shit like that. Yeah, my sister was telling me that. Now I'm seeing what's called like Indian street food is getting like, and then
the Indian street food is mad.
Yeah, and then
do you ever see those videos? They wash their hands inside.
I saw one, bro. This guy was mashing thing with his hand. It didn't look like wash your hands either. And then there's another one like there was a fly on the way to India or something like that. It just looked horrible. I don't know what going for their PR right now.
Yeah, no, I didn't even really see this. Not
there was a clip of a woman who was walking by and a guy was like trying to basically toast her, and she was not having it, and he got like a weapon out and killed her in broad daylight, and men were just walking by. And apparently that's very normal, like in India. Like women don't have power there apparently, so people just kind of see other guys beating women and just walk by and be like, yeah, that's none of my business.
Even what's called one of these situations, there was one girl, like one white girl on a beach or something like that. It wasn't a beach, it was somewhere, and like these Indian men were coming up to her and like trying to take a picture and like just put their hand, like she looked uncomfortable anyways, and like she kind of took his hand off and then he put it back again, took the picture, he left, and then his friend came.
Yes, I saw that as well.
You see what I'm saying? And it's just like
that thing that was like in an Asian country. They just like she kept taking their hand off, and then they kept like, that's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. The PR just hasn't been good recently.
So should we do a quiz and talk about
quiz, and then we'll spin into everything? Yeah.
Mother's Day. Yeah.
I also have a quiz for you guys.
Yeah. Jordan said
we do a quiz every week, 5 questions each, one lifeline for each. If I have a question, your lifeline is that's Dij. If Dij has questions, your lifeline is that's me. We have a leaderboard. Currently on the leaderboard is Fiona, Jen, Fortune, and I think Toby.
Yes, Toby. Yeah.
Toby got on the leaderboard, so we have 4 names on the leaderboard.
The rest of them don't matter.
The rest of them, you don't make the leaderboard.
See, I'm nervous now because when I'm watching or listening, I'm shouting out the answers. But now that it's my turn, the pressure is going to get me and I'm going to be like...
You know what? Last week, I chose some easy questions.
Yeah, for Akbo as well.
But
freezing point of water as a fucking engineer. Akbo. This guy.
But I was like, that's an easy question.
People.
I guess so. Not to us, but...
Hey, we went to slight motif. Why not the podcast? Bring that back, man. Anyways, who do you want to go first, me or Dij?
Dij.
All right, cool. First question is, what is the largest organ in the human body?
Lungs.
Final answer?
Oh. Let me see. I'm going back to biology. Organ.
I'm gonna have to cut you down.
Oh. Skin.
Yeah, actually.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Fair enough. What's the capital of Brazil?
Brasilia?
Yeah. In which novel would you find the character Atticus Finch?
Huh?
Atticus Finch? In which novel would you find the character Atticus Finch? Atticus Finch.
Atticus Finch.
Yeah.
And I bet you it's such an obvious book as well.
I'm gonna have to count you down.
I'm gonna go for Harry Potter.
Nah, To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh my god, I actually enjoyed that book.
Yeah. What's called? What is the color of the cartoon character SpongeBob SquarePants? What's the color of his tie?
His tie.
His tie.
That's a cool question. I wouldn't know.
He's yellow. His trousers brown. Tie.
That's a cool question.
Tie.
We have a lifeline over here. I know he's
what
useless right now.
I have no idea what it is.
I'm gonna have to count you down.
Navy?
No, it's red.
Oh, okay.
What's called? What was the name of Idris Elba's character in The Wire?
I didn't watch The Wire.
We were supposed to start The Wire. Wait.
We were meant to start The Wire.
What's his name? Oh my god,
You haven't watched The Wire? Oh shit.
That's in my head.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I thought you would watch The Wire, funnily enough.
I started it, but then I stopped.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to count you down.
No.
Did it? Do you want to try Jordan?
No, because Jordan doesn't know it.
Well, guess anything.
I don't know.
Are you gonna help her guess?
Oh, I know it. When you say it, it's gonna string a bell.
Yeah.
String a bell. When you say it, I knew it was gonna annoy me. String a bell.
So you got
3
out of 5.
3 out of 5.
Yeah,
That's a solid start.
Okay, 5 questions.
Okay.
I'm gonna start with how many states does Nigeria have?
Oh, for fuck's sake. And you said this on a podcast before, didn't you?
No.
Did you know?
How many
State.
states of Nigeria?
No, you said how many presidents the last one?
Yeah, presidents.
States.
I have no idea.
God, there's so many states.
Someone right now is screaming the answer at us.
I know.
I've heard this on 90s Babies before as well. I think they asked Tolly T, if I remember correctly.
I'm gonna go 60.
It's close. No, I'm joking. 36.
Why'd you do that every time?
Young Jeezy features on which Usher song?
Young Jeezy.
Yeah.
Love in this club.
Yeah, correct. In what country did Snow of Where's Your Head At propose? You know this because Rooms would have told you.
Turkey?
Yes.
That's what I was thinking as well. Yeah.
Vegeta and Frieza are characters from which anime?
You mean Frieza?
Frieza, sorry. Vegeta and Frieza are
I
characters.
don't know. I've never heard of this.
What's called
You can
Dragon
ask
Ball.
Okay.
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
Specifically.
Because he died this week, the creator.
Yeah,
That's why I
so
put it there.
Okay.
Jose Aldo is one of 4 UFC featherweight champions?
God.
I've asked you this so many times at home.
No, and I always miss one person.
Jose Aldo is one of 4 UFC featherweight champions. Who are the other 3?
Okay, wait. Give me that question again.
Jose Aldo is one of 4 UFC featherweight champions. Who
featherweight champions?
Yes. Who are the other 3? There's only been 4 in history. I can give you a clue because you're my wife.
Okay, Conor McGregor.
Yes.
Yeah, what's going on? You get favorites.
Yeah.
Wait, what weight is it?
145 for featherweight.
Alex Volkanovski.
That's 2. And who just beat him?
Oh, Ilya.
Ilya to 4, yeah.
Fair. You know what? Fair, I hear it.
I've actually every week I actually should get it wrong.
How you just at home randomly? Featherweight champions.
Sometimes I'm like, so you want to fight bros in New York?
I always miss one. Always.
Once a week I ask the same question.
How are you doing charging quiz at home?
So you got Young Jeezy's question, you got the Snow Proposed in Turkey, Dragon Ball Z. So you got 4 here, 3 there, 7. You're tied with Jen now on the leaderboard.
Oh, second.
So second.
Yeah, Fiona's still our leader with 9. Shout out.
You know what? Shout out. You did well.
Yeah,
and
you did
well. Also, if you man come and start saying favoritism,
Charger, man.
First of all, Charger, that's his wife.
Charger, his favorites here today.
Okay.
What's going on? Let's start with International Women. Oh, wait, shit. I forgot you had one, yeah.
I have questions.
Are we together or separate?
We're together, I think. 5 questions, yeah?
No.
While we wait for her to get our questions up,
make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, and ring the bell.
I have 8.
Okay,
8 questions. Yeah, go on. That's
okay. The first few are about your podcast, so hopefully you'll be okay with this. Okay, so what month and year did Charge It become official?
February 2022.
Okay, correct.
Because you sent me that the other day. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
You didn't send it to me.
When we did the photo shoot. Yeah.
February
Okay,
2022 because you sent it to me the other day.
I was going to say March.
No, February.
Okay, who was the guest on the episode titled "Not My Fork"?
Oh, Fiona.
No, yeah, that's Fiona and GB.
Okay, correct. What episode number did GTG come on? And they came on too.
Because they came on a bonus episode. Yeah. And then they came on right after the live show.
The live show.
I want to say 53. Or it's probably 54.
Oh, yeah, because you have to think about it. If they came this time last year, it would have been past the 52
No,
mark.
it's 55.
Yeah, and?
And
55
what's called? No, yeah, because bro, do you know how long it took me to upload every single episode onto that thing? And I just remember seeing 55 GTG. And
well done, you.
What's called? Before that, because
not too far from 55.
It's not too far from 55.
Obviously they're close because they did the promo and then post live show.
And then so I want to say maybe 52.
Yeah.
That's insane. Shout out you. Shout out you.
Hey, it's not that hard. Don't be complaining.
The pressure don't get to us. We do this every week, baby.
Okay, what was the name of the episode that I was on last?
Mean Girls.
Mean Girls.
Look, you forget I saw every episode in the past like 2 weeks.
Okay, what was the guest on episode 98?
Oh, 98. Fortune Igabor.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was one of the first guests of the year before we came back. Yeah.
Okay, on episode 75 and 76, you had back-to-back business owners. Who were they?
Manny.
Yes.
Is one of them. So who was there between Manny? Simba.
No.
Oh.
Yummy Fitness.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't remember that Yummy episode.
Oh, do you know? That's very good. It was very good.
Okay, this one is not has nothing to do with.
Hey, yo, those are some good questions.
Those are
I told you,
questions.
Best ideas come from Simi.
Those are some fun questions. I'm enjoying this.
Okay, so, what is Joe Rogan's most viewed episode?
Oh, I wouldn't know. Oh wait, most viewed episode. Probably the one with what's his name? He does News World. Alex Jones. Is that the one with Alex Jones? Could be the one.
I have zero idea.
Any guess?
I'm gonna say Alex Jones.
No. Elon Musk.
Oh yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, Musk. Yeah.
Okay. Can you name the top 3 most streamed songs ever?
Shape of You.
Okay. Is number 2.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Gangnam Style?
No.
That was
YouTube. Pre-streaming. Yeah.
I want to say it'd have to be a Taylor Swift song.
Yeah. Taylor Swift is not there, so I'll just give you that hint.
God's Plan.
I had that in my head as well, you know. Okay, wait, what songs popped off? I feel like it's artists. Is it artists that we would definitely know?
It's probably a bad one.
You might listen to number one, kinda, and the third one not really. No.
Oh.
But the third one's the Onyebosha.
Is it Ariana Grande song? The one
No.
Okay, so fine.
They're male. Both of these are male.
Okay. If it's not Drake. Oh, you said this yesterday. One Dance.
One Dance is actually number 7.
Ah!
One Dance it was popular, but it was not that popular.
It's
Number 7
3
was all
yes.
time.
Yeah, but just we're doing 1 and 3.
Yeah, but think of it. Number 7 is 3.031 billion, and number 2 is 3.807. So it's not that far off.
That's like 600 million you're talking about.
Yeah, but it's not crazy.
Yeah. I don't know what one. I just Shape of You because I know you've had on a quiz before.
Doja? Central C Doja?
No. I don't think that's.
These are the number 1 is 4 billion.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I actually have no idea.
Old Town Road.
No, it's Blinding Lights by The Weeknd.
I don't even know how that goes.
I guess.
And number 3 is Someone You Love by Lewis Capaldi or whatever.
I love that song as well.
That was never getting done.
I would have never remembered it. I love that song.
That was my questions.
You know, some solid questions.
That sounds good. I enjoyed the charger part. I enjoyed us knowing our pod and our guests.
Fam, honestly, the only reason I even know those numbers is purely
55
because
and 52 is too specific.
Yeah, the fact that you got that bang on.
No, you know what it was, yeah? I couldn't find the episode. I was trying to upload the episode and I couldn't find it anywhere. So I was like 55, and then I could see it 55 GTG on my thing. But yeah, International Women's Day,
International Women's Day and Mother's Day on the same week.
Yeah, man, you guys have a good PR this week.
Yeah. Well, Simi wanted to come on to talk about.
Did I?
We had the bright idea to bring to Mother's Day. We might as well have a mother.
On Sunday, yeah. So we said we'll bring on the mother.
Happy Mother's Day and that. How does it feel your first Mother's Day where you can participate?
I don't know. Actually, it feels nice just looking at his little face. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Is it fair that I have to buy the person when she's not my mom?
Yeah.
Should not be on him. So go get your
gifts. So he should go to the shop.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Has he provided your push present?
Yeah.
Did you? Who do you think I am?
You have no choice.
Did you? Who do you think I am?
You have no choice. But the thing was, it was push present and then birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Push present, birthday, Mother's Day. We are here trying.
What's going? You're expensive, you know that. What's going? I was gonna ask you because this is something I always see with like more newer mothers. Mm-hmm. It seems like once they become a mother, that is their whole personality.
Yeah, and that was one thing I definitely didn't want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that a lot of, and shout out to them, but like I know a lot of people that just are like moms.
Mm-hmm.
That's their whole personality, like in their bios, like mommy of,
momager, momtrepreneur.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's just, they lose themselves. And that was one thing that I was like cautious when I was pregnant that like I didn't want to happen. Because I didn't want it to be like mom first, wife, then Simi. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? I didn't want that. I wanted to always be Simi first because I'm always going to be, it always has to be me because I have to be me to be able to give the energy to my kid and kids in the future and then my husband. But if I'm just, I'm just a mom, I'm just a wife. I've been Simi for 27 years. Mm-hmm. So I've only been a wife 2 years. I've only been a mom 3 months. So I always had to make sure that it was always going to be Simi first.
And some of these conversations, I'm thinking about it this week, and I wanted to have them in real time here because some of the things I haven't even talked about yet. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to get to my own questions. But I've talked about the journey of us getting here on the end of the year podcast episode. Go check that out. But maybe from your lens and how you felt going through the journey, because I couldn't speak for you. I could only speak for how I was going. And I talked about how obviously we moved in together in April of 2022.
Yeah,
if I'm sure. Officially.
House,
And then by July, we found out that you were initially pregnant. Mm-hmm. And then by October, the miscarriage happened. How was that, you processing that?
I don't know. It was kind of hard. To be honest, I didn't really process the miscarriage at first because it was the same week was when I found out my auntie died. So I was more processing my auntie more, maybe because she was a human, if that makes sense. Like, as in, like, I've seen her, I have all these
experience her,
memories with her. Yeah. So I kind of was more so focused on that and mourning that first. And then afterwards, I was kind of like, okay, I should mourn, like, this pregnancy or whatever. And it was difficult, but I kind of just was like, okay, we have to get on with it. But what it did do was this other pregnancy made me very anxious. I was very anxious. I was very, I don't know, I just wasn't myself. I was in the house all the time. I kind of even distanced myself from my friends. I just wasn't my normal self, if that makes sense. I was just kind of like, am I going to get to the finish line? That's just what was on my mind. And it shouldn't be like that. You should enjoy your pregnancy, because I know a lot of my friends were like, oh, you should do a maternity shoot. I didn't do one. You should take pictures of your bump all the time. I was barely taking pictures of your bump. You should, like, do this. You should live in a moment. And it was very hard for me to live in a moment, because I was like, God forbid, like, well, he's here now. But I was like, at that point, I was like, what if I enjoy it too much and then same thing happens again? Then what happens? Like, so maybe I should keep my expectations low. If I keep it low, then when I get to the finish line, I'll enjoy it more. And sometimes I look back and I'm like, oh, I should have done this or I should have done that. But I'm just kind of like, look, that's how I felt in the moment. It is what it is. Like, I can't do anything about it now. But maybe the next pregnancy, I'll enjoy it more. But it was still difficult anyways. And then the symptoms, like the first 3 months, it was hell. Like, I could barely cook. I was nauseous. It was just the 9 months, even though it felt like a year. It feels like a year.
It's a year. No, it is. We found out like literally the week after the live show. So it would have been like this time last year, around when we did the live show, because I'm just seeing Dave's last episode. We found out around end of March, start of April. Kids not here till like December. Like, essentially the end of November, December. So it's like the whole year. When we found out she was already 3 weeks at the time.
No, it was 5. Yeah, 5 weeks or 6 weeks.
So she was been pregnant since basically March till December.
Basically, when I went to DLT, I was pregnant. I was taking shots and I was pregnant.
Let me ask a question. This might sound stupid. What's it like being pregnant? Like, because obviously
that's not stupid at all. Because how would you else would we know?
Yeah, but you because you was like,
yeah,
I don't know, you're just pregnant.
You're just pregnant, didn't it?
But like, because obviously, like, you're growing a bump, you're feeling nauseous. Like, wait, first of all, did you have a good pregnancy in terms of like, because I know there's some people that have horrible pregnancies, and then there's some people that pregnancy is cool for them, and then there's some people that is. Yeah, so what was your pregnancy like?
It wasn't horrible, because I've heard stories of people and it's horrible, but it wasn't like the way people say it's like, oh, sunflowers and you just feel this glow all the time and you just like, no, it wasn't that. The first 3 months I could barely cook. The smell of meat, chicken, anything made me sick. I could barely eat anything. I think second trimester I was kind of okay. Third trimester I was over. I was like, when is this baby coming? Like, this baby. And my mood was kind of like, I don't know. What was my mood like?
Very snappy, very short, very. Like,
all right, relax.
Not new, yeah, not new there. Once she asked me this, we should relax.
Wait,
I don't like to you guys on charge.
Did you have to tiptoe around her?
Some weeks, yeah. But it's like you always understand. You understand that there's a lot of hormones. She's feeling heavy. Like, I'm still human, so you still do get a bit frustrated, because I also did have like a day that I woke up early, went to work. I'm still having my life is still going as well. So I'm still okay. I can also get frustrated, but at the same time, your level of understanding is more than it would have been when I was 25 and you're just snapping at me. It's like, come on. But then you can't, especially because you go through the miscarriage, you're more aware that like, I don't want to then upset you and upset you. I want you to also be as much calm as peace to process this as you can be in, that kind of way. Yeah.
And then also going to work as well. Then driving. It's a lot. It's a lot, and it was an okay experience. Like, I always say, like,
would you recommend?
I would recommend, because everybody's experience is different. But for me, sometimes I'm like, fix. You might be
You know what? Jordan is coming here and said, one more maybe and I'm done.
No. That's it. It's a wrap. One more. And it's only because I don't want no offense to people that are only children, but some of you are a bit
weirdos.
you know, like there's people that are only children, and then they have like family around, so they have like cousins, so it's fine. They get bullied, so they understand the banter of like siblings.
Yeah.
The ones that are just like nurtured and they're the only one, they're a bit weird. So that's why I'm like, okay, he has to have a sibling. But other than that, sometimes I'm like, I don't know.
Okay. What's called like? Sorry, just random questions I have. Obviously, like before you had a kid, right? Because obviously the goal. African parents, marriage, kid, blah, blah. Yeah. Have you actually thought about pregnancy before you got pregnant? And then when you did get pregnant, did it compare to what you thought it would be?
Pregnancy, yes, I've kind of thought of it, but I more so thought of the giving birth part. Because we always hear the stories of, people like black women, they give birth, they don't make it to the end. That was more of my fear. It wasn't actually the process of going through pregnancy. It was more so of like, will I make it at the end of it? Because you hear now, the hospital we went to, they were very, very good. They took care of me because I had spent 2 weeks there. Mm-hmm. So I was there maybe a week before he was born, or a few days anyways before he was born. So in total, I spent 2 weeks, but the nurses and doctors are really, really nice. But you hear experiences where they're like assholes or they don't care. You tell them you're in pain. They're looking at you like, well, like, yeah, do you know what I mean? So that was more so my fear, not really the actual like month to month. I didn't really think about it, but I don't know. I would recommend, because at the end, you get your little bundle of joy.
Yeah. And obviously, miscarriage happens in October, February, you turn 30, and that happens. You have concern then, is like, is this going to happen for me, or is this the thing that I'm going to be able to experience? Because like Deji was saying earlier, African women were aware of age as well, more than maybe, I don't know about other communities, but it's a thing for us for sure, especially women. How are you feeling then when you're at that stage? You're kind of like, wow, it didn't happen for me then. I'm now 30. Is it going to happen?
I kind of thought, no, I did think it was going to happen for me.
Okay.
I did. When it was going to happen, I didn't know. But I did think it was going to happen. I just thought, I'm not going to have my baby but by my 31st birthday. Because I didn't think I was going to get pregnant this year, last year. Or even if I was, I thought it would be later on in the year. I didn't think I was going to get pregnant and give birth in the same year. Because in my head, because the doctor tells you before you can get pregnant again after a miscarriage, it's going to be like 6 months. So in my head, I was like, 6 months. And then I was like, okay, then you have to try. And then don't put pressure on your body, because the first time it happened, it just happened. There was no planning in, okay, now we're going to try and we're going to be trying for a baby.
Yeah.
And this guy over here tricked me as well. He didn't tell me that we were planning or whatever. He just he was just doing his business.
I did not trick my wife.
Right.
Before, but I think I said on that podcast, it's because I knew if I said this is what we're doing and this is what I want, I might be putting pressure on you, because you start thinking like, if I don't get this to my husband, how's he gonna be thinking? Your brain, like, not saying that's what's gonna happen, but I can understand what your brain thinks. Like, if I don't provide this, especially being African, if I don't provide this for my husband, what's his brain gonna be like? So I didn't want to put that pressure. And I said it to you. I said, just live life as we would live life. If we have to book holidays and we have to take an L on it and we can't go, charge it. But don't then put things on the back burner hoping this will happen,
because that pain's even worse.
And then it doesn't happen. So my thing, but in my brain, I was like, okay. Obviously, when I spoke about this, I said because I'm gonna test my sperm, and when I was doing that, they gave me tips. I said, yeah, people think when you build it up because you're gonna explode, it's better. I said, no, it's just more clunky. So it's like, it's the ones the day after. So there was a week,
bro.
I got busy.
You know what they say? Consistency is key,
bro. So I remember, like I think I said on the episode, like with one of the episodes, Fiona says, I don't remember the session, but I remember the week. Because if when they tell me the timeline of when it happened, I was like, yeah, it must have been that. It must have been that week. So I didn't trick her. I just didn't want to put pressure on her, because it's something I wanted. But if it didn't happen, I wanted it to be like, there's no pressure from my end. Do you know? Like, I don't want to be in Africa. In Africa, the mother-in-law might come and be like, "I wouldn't give my son kids." Yeah. But my mom is not that type of person. You know, like so I don't want to put that external pressure on her. I was like, let's just live life. We're gonna live life. Let's book Dubai. Let's plan this. And yeah, the first 12 weeks I was anxious. But after I heard his heartbeat, like week 20, all anxiety left me.
Question, for both of you.
Yeah.
When did it become for real for you? Because obviously, like like you said before, you're pregnant, but like it's still just a like. And then for you, when did it become real for you as well? Like, because I know, like, my question would be like almost like, is it the moment where little nigga did this?
Little homie, it's like, oh shit,
man was tap dancing on your bladder and that.
I think probably maybe when I started seeing my stomach kind of like grow a little bit. And I think that was even before we went, because we went for a scan. We even paid for it because you don't get your scan until 12 weeks. So we went at maybe like 9 weeks, I think it was. We paid for a scan. And I saw him in the scan, but you're still kind of like, anything can happen. Do you know what I mean? So I think it wasn't until I started seeing the stomach grow. And then when I heard the heartbeat, then I was like, okay, that's like that.
Bro, I'm really growing life.
But then even then, so I'm still anxious because they're like, it's still not safe. Like, yeah, you can still miscarriage at 5 months, which is mad to me. I'm in my head, I'm like, 5 months should be like safe. Like your baby should be good. But they're like, oh, at 5 months you can still miscarriage. So I think maybe at the heartbeat was when I realized it was real. And then even as my bump was growing, I was still kind of like, oh, that's mad. But it wasn't like I knew like I was gonna have a child.
But it's not registering.
It's registering, but not registering. If that makes sense.
No, I get what you mean.
She was saying to me, it still feels like teenage pregnancy. So if I'm your 30.
To be fair, if I get someone pregnant right now, it feels like teenage pregnancy.
Hello? I'm not ready for this.
Right, me. I'm just a boy.
Exactly, I'm just a girl. That's how I felt like. All my friends were like, oh my God, I can't believe you're pregnant. It feels like we're all 19. I was like, I know, right?
Literally, you said it to me this week, and he was like, sometimes I remember your father. I was like, I don't forget now. I don't believe
you can't.
I'd never forget that my father now.
Yeah, but when did it become real for you?
When I found out he was going to be a boy.
I knew it was going to be a boy.
Honestly, when you hear the heartbeat, it feels so real. It's there's like an instant connection that you can't even describe. That's when I was like, I remember your point was like, wow. And then you find out the sex. And then you're like, wow. Like, I couldn't, after the first one, I just wanted to, like, I know people say, yeah. The first one is like, oh, I want it to be a boy. The second one, I just wanted to be a healthy youth to get here.
Just get here.
Yeah, just get here. I couldn't care less. And it was funny. Then, obviously, you're going through the process. Like, obviously, she's Simi Salah. She goes by her Yoruba name. So we're going on our pregnancy walks, and she's like, oh, I still want, like, obviously, the surname is going to be my surname. So, like, I still want I want the Yoruba name there to be the first. I was like, you know what, it makes sense. And it's an incorporation of both cultures. You'll have his Yoruba name, Congolese second name. You'll have an English name there as well. And then she tells me, I want it to be Rotimi. My brain couldn't see past Dre from Power.
Sorry, what do I Rotimi? What is wrong with that?
Because all I see is Dre from Power.
I didn't watch Power, so I didn't know. And then he would tell everybody, and he'd be like, isn't it like the guy in Power? And I'm like, I don't
Sometimes I tell people, and they say, oh, like Dre from Power. I told you. Like, obviously, his age mates probably wouldn't get it. But my brain just couldn't see past Dre from Power and how annoying that nigga was.
If it was, forget about gender for a second, when you guys were thinking about names, were there certain names you had to cross out because you knew people in real life and said, I don't really like that person, or that's an ex, or that's...
There's no way you could have suggested an ex like name. Like, there's no way, that's so stupid.
Or someone from work that you know was a dick, or something like that. You kind of just, or like you're just like, what's the meaning behind that? And if it's just like something dead, you're like,
And eventually when I got over, like, if she had gone for that name, I would have used his English name. I'm not lying.
You know, that's what his mom calls it.
No, if he said he wasn't happy with it, I'm not gonna go ahead because I wouldn't be happy if he said this is the name and I'm not happy with it. So it's gonna be like, well, if that's not the name you don't want, and he came up with the name himself, so. Yeah,
if we're gonna go for it, it was actually funny the way I came up with it. Shout out, he was. I remember seeing the interview and I was like, oh, I remember him saying his name, and then we looked up the meaning and I was like, it's perfect. That's the name. So even the Yoruba name and him being here and just seeing what he's done for everybody in the family, his name makes sense. Like it's just like, oh, that's a class name. But what I wanted to ask, obviously, now that he's here, your mom, because she said something funny. She says, now that I have a boy, I have to care about men's mental health. I mean.
Yo, so we got jokes on the low.
I was like, I was it, yeah. When it was me. When it was me.
You know, they must pay those bills, bro.
Cool. Now that he's here, do you have hopes? Like, what are your hopes for him to achieve or to be? Do you think about that? obviously he's a baby now, and we're gonna obviously try to give him the best childhood that we possibly can, and we have within us. That's our job here. But you also think of like the person that you want him to be in the long run, or
I just want him to be happy. I think so.
Are you raising a lover boy?
I don't mind. I just want him to be happy. I want whatever is going to bring him peace. I don't want him to do what I do, which is sometimes put my own happiness on the side to make my parents happy. I want him to put his happiness first. I want him to, like, obviously now if he tells me he's going to do like some madness, I'd be like, I don't know, I'm not agreeing with all of that. But I just want him to be like, okay, this is what I want to do, have a plan. Because he can't just tell me this is what he wants to do and he has no plan. So, yeah, mainly it's his happiness. And I do, I'm always cautious because he's a boy. So when I found out that I was going to have a boy, I was very cautious of, okay, raising a man is a lot in a way.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
now they understand, did you?
No,
now they understand the pressures of a man.
Because
they have one themselves.
You want them to be tough, but you also want them to be sensitive.
Yeah, to be able to express sensitivity.
You want them to. I also don't want him to be seeking validation from friends, and to the point where he's just doing things because that's what his boys are doing. Do you know what I mean? I want him to be respectful to women and men. Like I'm constantly like cautious about that, and I don't. Like, I always think about it about my friend. She lives in America and she has the 2 boys. And I'm always thinking, I wonder if she's ever going to move back home to here. Because in my head, it's like, I don't know if I could raise 2 boys in America. Do you know what I mean? Because black boys. It's just not where it's safe. So I do think about that a lot. I think about, like, him being a teenager and what he's going to be like. And I just pray that I'm going to be here throughout that whole journey to be able to, like, guide him and stuff like that, and just have like uncles like you, and to be able to teach him. And even if he can't speak to me and Jordan, he can come to you, or he can come to his other uncles and be like, look, this is what I think, what do you think? And you guys could like advise him, if that makes sense.
What if you're not happy with our advice?
At least he told you.
Yeah,
fair. I hear that.
He's told an adult. I'm not going to be happy with everything he does, but he's spoken to an adult. And if you think it's okay enough, then I'll be like, okay, well, he's spoken to an uncle. It might not be the best thing, but if you think it's safe, then I'll be okay with it.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you about, because you were saying the thing that you more thought about wasn't the pregnancy, it was the giving birth. Now, what's called? You're giving birth and what you thought it was going to be. How did it?
I had a C-section. So because he was breached, which he basically was...
He flipped the other way.
Yeah, flipped. He was sideways even. So it was okay. Like, the first day, you, like, basically you go through the whole thing. They put an injection in your back, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Then you hear him cry. They lift you over. They lift this baby over. I'm looking at this baby. I'm like, oh, look at this gunk on him. Whose baby is this? Like, it's all gray and stuff. Because, they're like, oh, it's going to be so beautiful. It's going to be so magical. I'm like, he's dirty. Rub the thing off. Like, oh, my God. Clean him up. So they take him to the side. They try and clean him up or whatever. Meanwhile, you're still lying there on the table and you're just moving side to side because they're trying to close you up or whatever. So Jordan gets to have the first initial kind of like bond with him. I don't, because I'm still on the table. So in my head, I'm like, sometimes I feel like, oh, if I had a natural birth, I would have had that first, but it makes no difference really and truly because he's still a mommy's boy at the moment. But so that happens or whatever. Then my blood pressure goes down. So they're now panicking like, oh shit, our blood pressure has gone down. We need to get our blood pressure back up.
Wait, can I pause you for a second? Your day, what's going through your head?
You just want the baby and the mom to be safe. Like, you're just, it feels like it's only like 9 to 10 minutes, but it feels like an eternity until you hear the cry. That's when you take your first, like, oh, thank God. Up until then, you're just being supportive. You're saying words of encouragement and say, it's okay, you've got this, it'll be fine. Like, oh, we're finally going to get to meet him. Like, you're doing whatever part you think you should be doing, whether it's right or not. You're just doing you're just saying what you think you can.
Is it like the movies where she squeezes your hand and you're like,
no, not really at all. Not really, because you're by their head, so you're not even by the arms. So the arms are like they put their on other stuff. So you're just kind of like saying what you do, encouragement. Like, what else can you do at that stage? Yeah. What's going through my head is like, I have to remain maybe a bit calmer than the situation, because it's a hectic situation until you hear the cry, and then you're like, oh, thank
no, but I'm even talking because your blood pressure went down after he was out. So you're here having this great moment with your kid, and then you're hearing doctors freak out.
Oh no, I think I was gone. By
you were gone. Okay,
I was gone with the youth by then. I was
because they take him out, and then
in that case,
So I cried when I heard his cry, because I was kind of like, I'm not hearing anything. Like, where is it? Because even up until that point, you're still like, because you hear people saying that the baby's fine and then they have stillbirths. You know, like the baby just there's nothing. So in my head, it's like, where is this cry? I need to hear this cry. Then he cries, and I'm like, okay.
Now when she hears the cry, she says, "Oh, sleep."
And then I get tired, and then I get cold, and I'm like, I need to sleep. And then I'm like to the nurse, I'm like, I want to sleep. And she's like, yeah, that's fine. I said, no, because if I sleep, what if I don't wake up? Like, I don't know, like all these kind of things. So anyways, they take you over, they take you to a recovery room to kind of like keep you there for a while, try and get your blood pressure back up. But my blood pressure never really went back up for ages. So anyways, they wheel you back. Jordan's there with my mom. They're wheeling me and the baby. My mom comes to me and she's like, oh, you okay? I'm like, I'm fine, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm just kind of like looking at him and I'm like, oh my God, like this baby that's been in my stomach kind of thing. Then all the grandmas are like all emotional, like, oh my God, my grandchild, oh my God, thank you for making me a grandma. And I'm just like, yeah, over here, look at me as well. Like, I'm just, and I can't feel my legs because obviously I'm still numb or whatever. So all I'm thinking is like, okay, can I eat now? Because you people have made me fast. So I just want to eat. And they're like, no, because your blood pressure is low. And I was like, give me the fucking... Because they won't... No, basically, you can't eat proper food until they give you toast. And I think it was not until maybe 4 hours after the C-section that I could eat. Meanwhile, I've been fasting for like God knows how long. And they just kept saying, oh, you can drink tea. I said, I don't want the fucking tea. They were like, oh, the tea is going to make you warm. It's going to bring up your blood. I don't want the tea.
I need food.
I need food. So that happens anyways. And then the parents, everybody leaves or whatever throughout the day. Then you're on painkillers. So you think you're grand because they are pumping that painkillers. So you're like, this is grand. Like,
this is what everyone's shouting about.
What is everybody complaining about, man?
He's like, I'm built different.
I was just like,
they're not built like
me. This is grand. And then the midwife is like, tomorrow you need to get out of the bed and you need to walk. She was like, you have to walk. She was like, if you don't walk tomorrow, they will prolong like before you can go home. So I was like, okay, I need to go home. I've already been here like how long? Yeah. The next day I get out of bed, they take out whatever. I get out of bed, I walk. I said, just calm. What? I'm gonna be home in no time. What you know?
You're making plans with your friends. Yo, brunch next week.
You know? So I'm like,
book that name, sorry.
I'm like, I'm grand. I'm fine. Meanwhile, I'm still pumped on like painkillers or whatever. And then also you're getting injected they wake you up at 6 a.m. every day to inject you with these blood thinners because you had an operation so you don't get blood clots. So I'm like, the first day walking, I'm like, this is grand, that's fine. Second day hits, I was like, oh my God, this pain is weird. Like, you just can't, and you can't laugh because it feels like your stomach's gonna split in half. You can't cough because it feels like your stomach's gonna split in half. You can barely pee because it just hurts. You can barely do anything. And I'm just like, I don't know now. This might be the only one. I'm looking at the child and I'm like, I could do one. I'm okay with one. I'm like, it's fine.
It's not that bad.
Her mom was saying we should do 4.
I can tell her in this economy. In this
4.
economy. So anyways, that happens. Anyways, the third day, they're like, okay, you can go home. And then you're just like, what you mean I can go home? So y'all ain't gonna tell me like what I need to do now with this youth. You're just telling me, oh yeah, take your youth home.
Sorry, where's the handbook for the youth?
You know? Like, what's going on? But luckily my mom was staying with us for 3 weeks. So
3
she
weeks,
stayed
4
with us.
weeks.
stayed for us for 4 weeks actually.
Yeah, kind of.
And then my mother-in-law stayed with us for 2 weeks. So in total, we had like maybe six weeks of help. But it's strange because that first like few days or first few weeks, you're just like, he's just crying and you're just looking at him and you're like, what is it? Is it you're unhappy? Do you need to be fed? And they need to be fed like almost every hour, but they're only taking this amount of milk.
Yep.
Which is ridiculous. You
always have to wake up. I've said it to you so many times. Like those first 6 weeks, I just feel like, what's going on? It's like, just drink eat your food. Even now, I just be beefing him. Even now, I be beefing him. Like, bruv, you're hungry. Just take the food. Why are you screaming?
The thing I don't understand about kids, is you're tired and you're falling asleep.
Yeah.
Instead of crying and staying awake, just sleep.
Yeah. And he'll be doing this.
And now he rubs his eyes and I'm like, my guy, you're tired. I said, sometimes I call him Nathan's nephew because right now that's who you are.
What's good? I was gonna ask. I forgot what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, because even for me, obviously, having a son, and I think about these things, and what you said to Fortune, I always go back to it for some reasons. Like, it looks like he's found his purpose, like whatever he's supposed to do in this life. Like he probably could get a corporate job where he makes 200k, or he could do music and he makes like 60k. He'd rather do that because he's found the thing that pleases his soul. And sometimes I even see it with like Ngannou, and she's like, she fights it that she doesn't want to do the fashion thing, but she's found that thing that fulfills her, so she can't run away from it either.
And no matter how much you run from it, that shit gonna chase you.
Exactly. So sometimes I look at him like, and we always look at it from a creative standpoint, but I look at it as maybe like even Akbo, my brother. My brother is the best example of someone being like built by their parents mentally. He started putting things together when he was young. They said, Nathan's an engineer. And that's what he did. From young, like they made him like, I want to help him as much as I can. And maybe I can't help him find that thing, that purpose that fulfills him. Now, he might come across it his own way. Like when I think Zeta said on the podcast with Dongo that she was getting bullied for her skin. So she said she's going to look cool in different ways. And now she's found that thing. Because when you're deeper, it's like, I want to be, maybe us, even you, in a situation where we created such a life that there's always something to fall back on. Like, if that thing that he genuinely fulfills and doesn't work, last Uncle Ditch can give you an internship in accounting. Like, I want us to be,
bro,
like, I want us
he's going to be the ultimate Nepo baby, bro.
I want us to be in a position where our parents maybe didn't have to, they had to push us into school. Where it's like, when I see him, I was like, I hope you find that thing that just, you wake up, it fulfills you and you're happy to do it. Because life is, they say life is short, but Chris Rock has a joke. It says, life is short, but marry the wrong person. That life every day feels long. So that's kind of like my hope for him. They're just like, have the best shot you can. That's on me. But in that journey, introduce you to as many as things that maybe that you will find that thing that you wake up and like you're like a Fortune or you're like a Zeta that you're driven by this thing. And even if you could do a corporate job and make 200k a year, you'd rather do a job that you make 60k a year because you're so fulfilled in here. And if all else fails, I was able to either set up life myself, have enough connections around to be like, if all else fails and you need something to fall back on, Uncle Dave can get you an internship here. Like whatever. So I think that's kind of my hope for him more. So I know it's easier said than done. I might get pressure changes people. I might get to a situation where I'm like, he needs to provide for himself. He needs to be able to live for himself. And I might push him down a route. I hope I'm in a position that I don't have to push him down any route. He can actually do what he's passionate about.
I think also it's just about, like you said, giving him as many opportunities. So it's like putting you in as many extracurriculars and all these random things. But then once again, you got to take them.
And like, I say this about my dad. My dad shows up for me now more than ever. Like if I have any event, party, anything, my dad shows up for me. But I always felt he never showed up for me in the things that I cared about when I was young. Like I felt he showed up for me when he became like school. Now if I have like a party or even him, he's like, my dad loves him. He doesn't
because you can take care of yourself now, so he doesn't have to worry.
Exactly. But he never showed up for me. He's like, if I needed someone to drop me to a training in Drogheda and it isn't about Brigham, he probably wouldn't have found the time to show for me that way. And I hope I'm in a position, that's what we all want to work from home. Work-life balance is so important. So we can show up for our people. Like, obviously, Bambi's, the birthday's coming up. Simi's like saying, oh, do you have anything on that day? I would have moved anything. That's his first birthday he's getting invited to. Like, I would have moved anything to be there for him. Whereas maybe our African dads would have been like, the mom take him. Go to the edge, you know? But for him, I have to be like, no, I have to be mindful that I also have to show up for him in the things that he care about so he can see there's value in me doing this.
But he has uncles now.
I know, but the dad, as a son, and we've heard this on podcasts a lot of guys, the validation from the dad is just
No, I get that, but like even I've seen in like they're kind of like a celebrity, but not really a celebrity.
Yeah.
And like at times they have to be away for work.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, this uncle's going to take you to training. So it's kind of a community.
Yeah,
the village that they always talk about.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, you can't make everything. Life happens. I've not even my white friends, our dads weren't at everything, but the dads when they definitely could. He has to know that if I'm not there, it's because I genuinely could.
Yeah, there's a reason why I'm not here. I'm just not here because I'm home scratching my balls.
I'm at home watching Chelsea. No, everything is second priority. If I'm not here, he has to know. No, dad is working today, so he couldn't be here today.
What's it called? So you finally have the kid now. Because I always see people ask on TV shows. Like I remember watching the Office, and Jim and Pam have a baby or whatever, and they're in the hospital, and he's trying to get the kid. She's trying to get the kid to latch, and the kid's not latching. He's not feeding, all of that. How's that process for you?
So difficult, so difficult. And the midwife that teaches you how to do all of that, she's very judgmental. I found she was kind of like, when he wasn't latching and he's screaming down the hospital, I'm like, okay, I'll just give him a bottle just in a moment, and then afterwards I'll try. And she's kind of like, no. She kind of looks at you like you shouldn't be giving babies bottles. But before he was born, I always said I was going to combine feed, because there's no way that it's just me that's going to be doing this when the dad has two good hands that can hold the bottle and feed the child. You know what I mean? So I always knew that I was going to combine feed. But it was difficult. For maybe he latched on the first 2 days. Then after that, he didn't latch on. And he was just crying, and I'm getting frustrated, and he's getting frustrated, and we're just looking at each other. And I'm just like, what is it? What can I do? And I think it was the public nurse, because public nurse comes to your house maybe 4 or 5 days after you give birth, just to make sure like everything's going on and blah, 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 blah. She came and she was really patient, and she was like, okay, we're going to strip him down because maybe he's too hot. We're going to do this. We're going to do that, blah, blah, blah. And we got it. And then after that, it was fine. And now he prefers the boob than the bottle.
Yeah.
What's it called? Once again, a bunch of pregnancy questions. Were you ever scared of like getting pregnancy nose?
Oh, I got pregnancy nose.
Was you actually?
Oh, yeah. It's just, it wasn't that bad, but I got pregnancy nose.
The one that she was more scared of was the stretch marks.
And I still got
and
it.
Eventually I saw them as though, yeah, stretch marks. I was trolling. I was like, all right. Like I said, and then she saw them. I was like, I told you this a week ago. You got the stretch marks.
But the right stretch mark in the right place?
You know ones.
Relax.
You know ones.
No, but it's true though.
No, it's true.
Yeah, no, I got a pregnancy nose, but it wasn't like, see, my nose naturally is already small, so it just kind of got, it wasn't like,
it just filled your face as opposed to
kind of.
Because what was it on TikTok? I remember
that lady,
fam. Did that scare you? Did that thought cross your mind?
No, I looked at that and said, "Is it worth? Is it worth it? Is it? No, that God bless.
Imagine being leg your whole life. You get pregnant and now you're not long anymore.
Every time I see some pregnancies TikToks, it was even a black girl and she was with a white guy, and like just her journey, how she became, and a quote tweet was like, "And women do this for anybody." Like, I'm not special than anybody, but if you're going to, I've seen the journey firsthand now. If you're going to go through that, at least maybe there's no situations happen. Even if there's no love, let there be respect. Let the person at least be there and do their part, because that whole journey, I'm glad that I got to experience it as well when I'm older and a bit more emotionally intelligent. And like, even if I'm getting weird attitudes or energy, I can kind of understand. Whereas when you're 23, you're kind of like, fuck this, man. What are you talking to me like?
What? I've been out all day. You're shouting when I'm home. I'm out.
I'm going back, man.
No, I was worried. I was worried about the pregnancy nose. I was worried about getting really big. I was worried about like just disappearing, like just as in my this is what I used to be like, and then this is what I became. And then, you know, sometimes some women kind of stay there and they don't even make any attempt to even do anything. But like now I've joined back the gym. I started Pilates as well, because I'm like, I'm still going to these girls' holidays. Like, Youth's gonna be with his daddy. I need to be out with the girls. I need to still do all of that. But I can only go to those things and feel comfortable if I'm taking care of myself. I can't let myself go, because if I let myself go, then I'm just gonna be sitting here in the background. I won't even want to go out with my girls anymore. Then I fall into, I'm just a mom. I'm just a mom. And then, you know, it's just,
because like, even what's called, I was on a work call the other day, and like 2 teams are merging together and all this kind of stuff, and it was just like, tell us about yourselves. Every single one was the first thing they said is, I'm a mom.
I'm a mom.
I'm just like,
yeah. I was telling you off air. I don't usually bring it up as a topic of conversation unless it comes up somehow, or I don't show people. Oh, there's a picture of my kid. Unless it comes up somehow, because I'm just kind of like, let them meet the individual. But then I saw someone tweet that people that go to work and talk about being a dad or being a parent, whatever, because it can create a friendship dynamic, they tend to progress quicker because there's relatability with your higher managers because they're also parents. So they kind of like, more understand. Because my previous job that was at MSD, my manager, shout out Severine, that's the best manager I've ever had. Because she was a mom of 2, so she was super understanding. Like anything I say, so
was my manager,
with Simi's pregnancy, because she also went through a miscarriage. So she was very understanding. Now I have a man with no kids. So
what do you mean your kid is sick?
So I'm kind of like, I don't know if the same level of understanding will be there. But when I saw that, I was like, some people, it is kind of even if it's not intentional, it is a way to start climbing up the ladder because you have that relatability, you build a bond. There's a level of understanding in parenthood.
There's a level of you can't just leave because you got you at home. You're gonna have to make sure. Yeah, I hear it. Yeah. So now that you're a mom, I'm not gonna ask how does it feel, but like, no, even away from now that you're a mom, like you're someone that has bought into the African parents like diary of life of I want this. When you finally had your baby, you're married, you had the kid, did you feel a pressure being lifted off you?
A little bit, yeah. Because I know my mom, especially the first born, and then my sister. She's like the opposite of like my mom before she's getting what I have from her. Yeah, time is going to go. She'll probably get it from my brother before she get it from my sister. Do you know what I mean?
Shock you.
So
Irene just come back 6 months, love of her life.
Maybe.
Irene.
Like my sister, like sometimes a little bit I'm envious of my sister because like she's just free. Like she gets to just live life. Like she has no responsibilities. She doesn't have to really check in with anybody. She just does whatever she wants. But then also, I just know that's not who my personality would ever be. I could never be like that. I kind of like having the home, having the husband, having the kid, whatever. But do I feel a bit of pressure lifted off? Yeah. Now my mom's like, 2025 we should go again. I'm like, you need to relax. I'm like, in my head now, I'm like, you've gotten the one. If it's 3 years from now, it's 3 years from now. You cannot put pressure on me anymore because you have your grandchild. Get off my
If you
back.
want to take him for a week, take him.
Yeah.
When he's old enough, you want to take him for a week. Drive, nothing's not that far.
Now I feel like
wait. Watch week. Let me check flights.
I'll not take him now. I'll collect him one day. I'm working that day. I'll collect him after work. It's all right.
But now, I feel like okay, you guys, and I was cautious as well because I did want to get pregnant and have my child because. Also, I've been seeing a lot of people lose their parents, and I wanted my parents to be able to experience at least having a grandchild. Do you know? So
and you were the only hope in these recent years.
Out of the other two, yeah. So in my head, I was like, I need to do this quick, not quick, but I was like, I want them to be able to experience it. And even my dad's not really the emotional type, but my dad is so like, oh, my grandson. My grandson. I'm just like, you're so mushy, like.
Oh, they're so good.
Yeah.
I told my mom to come to Drogheda to where we live to mind the youth because we're recording today. My dad told her, was like, would it not be better if they leave him here and then they go off? Because he wanted to spend the time. But he wouldn't tell me. He'll say it to my mom. And then when I tell my mom, because Simi's the one that brought it up again. Simi has my best ideas. Simi's like, would you not just drop him to Barbriggan where your parents are? Because your dad seems to be obsessed with him. And when I said that, we're actually going to drop him to Barbriggan, he says, yeah, your dad was saying if you guys are going to start Dublin, just drop him here so we can see him. But like, it's... Like I said, his name makes sense to me now because I've just seen everybody, even my brother. I said it to my brother, I'm like, I'm seeing a different side of you since the kid is here. He says, yeah, because we get to love you all over again. Yeah, it's like a mini version of what we already love. And now we get to feel those emotions in our adulthood. Because when you're siblings, you're just bickering.
Yeah. Like, you're just fighting. Because you're young, I'm young. I don't see you like that.
Exactly. But then when you see they see him and they're like, oh, that's kind of cute to see. But I wanted to ask you this also. This is Charger. So people probably wondering, they're listening, how is Jordan as a dad at home? Be honest.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Be honest.
He's actually very good.
I knew she'd say that. That's why
I hate you so much.
I should have said,
if I was a boy, I would never.
Nah, man. No, he's actually very good. He makes sure the bottles are washed at night. So the next day, because obviously it's just me and baby, so I have all the bottles already. He actually rocks the baby to sleep. I rarely do it. Maybe because I have him for majority of the day. Yeah. But like at night when he starts doing that crying episode where he wants to sleep but he can't sleep.
Oh, when he's Jordan's child.
Yeah.
You see that tweet, yeah? You see that tweet? So take your child, all right?
Yeah, so he does that. And it helps because at night we solely only breastfeed. I don't give him bottle because the bottle's a bit too heavy and you have to wait longer for them to burp and all of that, and sometimes you just don't want them to choke, but breast milk is lighter, so at night it's just so I have to wake up maybe 2 or 3 times during the night while Jordan kind of sleeps, but obviously he has work. Yeah, he's good with that. When he comes home, he's like, oh, let me go and change. He hangs out with on the weekend as well. On the weekend I'm just kind of like
yo, I've done my shift.
y'all good. Especially on Saturday, I'm like, because Sunday he's here recording. So on Saturday, like, this is you and your youths. Just enjoy yourself. But he's good, yeah. He's better than I expected.
Were you gassed when Baby Mindoms came out looking like you?
I was, but now he's starting to change. He just gave me that false hope. And now he's looking like he's
it's actually mad because obviously I saw media more than anything initially, but now Simi sent me videos of work and it's like I see my siblings more than I see myself. I don't know why. Like but one video she sent me, I saw like my face on a baby. I was like, oh mad, like that's like my face on a youth. So it's a very fulfilling journey. It is tough, like I said. Those first 6 weeks I've lost myself. Simi had to text you because I couldn't register what's the life changing. I don't think there's nothing you can do to prepare for it. It just has to go through it.
Can I ask both of you a question? Yeah. What is the trait that you don't want your kid from you to get?
I'm impatient.
I was temperamental. I don't want them to lose his temper easy. So those are the traits. I don't want them to maybe learn to calm down first. Like I'm an emotional person, so sometimes if I feel that emotion, I feel it very high. I let it out, and I'm actually grand after. But I don't want them to inherit that. Not the temper.
Yeah, mine is impatience. I hate when people are rindy. I'm like, quick. I need you to be like all this slow kind of tempo kind of thing. I don't think I'm gonna change. It's a lost cause for me, but I don't want him to be like.
Yeah, but you know, because like they always say, if you don't like something about your kid, you have to look at yourself, kind of a situation. Yeah. Because like when you say that, I'm just thinking of a little 3-year-old running around saying, "Mommy, I want this." You're in the middle of doing 5 things, and it's like, I want this now.
Now, yeah, I just definitely don't want him to be impatient. I think that's the main thing. Or what do you think?
No, that's it. Yeah, sometimes.
Actually, for other side. What is one thing you don't want your kid to take from your partner?
Oh, I don't want, like, sometimes there's actually no rush. Like, when I'm putting back a trolley in Tesco, I'm just taking my time.
No, Jordan. Oh, my God. Jordan drags his feet.
Okay, see, I don't want this. Let's cool down. Oh, I'm going home. I'm going home to watch YouTube. It took an extra 10 seconds than you wanted it to take. Now I'm in trouble.
She said she was impatient.
I know. That's why I don't want to end.
Oh, my God.
That thing, like, I just don't get it. I'm like, that thing I don't get it because of like we literally saved off 15 seconds maybe.
Whatever.
So
no, you know what?
What's
Jordan has no urgency for anything in life. Nothing is urgent. Nothing.
Oh, I love this.
But nothing
I'll
is
say,
urgent.
oh, Jordan, can you go downstairs and get something? I'm hearing him take. I'm like, it's not. I'm like, at this point, I'm like, it's not even for me. It's for the child. Jordan is taking his time.
You're right. Most of the
no urgency in life for anything.
All right, what's called? Because Jordan is coming and talk about this. Yeah, he feels like he's done the checklist. You have the house, you have the marriage, you have the kid. What is the thing that remove your kid for a second? Like you said, you still want to be Simi. Where does life go from here?
For me, sometimes I kind of want to do something like maybe like either start a business or something like that. But then I don't like dealing with like the public
customer service.
Like yeah, just that's what always puts me off. Because my friends and my sister are always like, "Oh, you'd be really good at this and you'd be really good at that." But one, I'm impatient. So I don't know how that's gonna work.
You want it to all just happen right now, yeah.
And then 2 is just I don't know how I'm gonna deal with it because I'm a bit. I don't say I'm shy because I'm not shy when I'm with my friends, but I'm shy in like public places.
Simi, the thing is about Simi is she has to remember some of the things you have to remove shame. Like if you have a business,
Oh
you have to promote,
yeah. See,
and Simi has
shame.
Simi. Sometimes I'm like, cool down. It's not like
No, I feel like you can die from shame.
oh god.
No, you can't.
Clip it.
No, I can die from shame. You can't die from shame.
No, I do hear you, but also on the flip side, you have a free promo machine right here that promos every week.
I know, but
sometimes the way it's set up now, we always talk about celebrity and businesses now. You have to attach your face to the thing because people feel like they can relate to you, or they can be they feel like they have to have access to you. As much as big as Kim Kardashian is, Skims has to have her face on it.
Yeah,
like or it wouldn't sell as much as it did. So if she wants to do a business or a platform, because sometimes like even we do content and she sees all the content in Ireland and she just looks and is like, how do you guys do that? Like, brother. Just content.
But I do feel you though. I feel like because there's certain things you never see me doing because that shit will kill me.
Yeah.
That shit will kill me.
That's it. I realized that a lot of things in my life, halfway I want to do it, I stop because of shame.
Yeah, but the only person that's hurting is you.
She does. No,
It's alright. It's
I see it as well.
Oh,
I just look at her.
I can't do it.
Yeah,
It gives me the ache.
But you know, but the thing is, at the end of the day, right? What's shame really? Because what's shameful to you is not shameful to next man.
Yeah, fair enough. But if I have to live with it, because like sometimes I just think of like God and all for people that can do all these random stuff. But like, you know, like when you watch like cringy like TikToks and you're like, does shame not register in your head?
No,
like
cringy. She said she watched like Sideman or
I find
the
it
other
cringe.
one, and she's just like, do I have shame?
Hey,
Those content slap.
That
Wait,
shame
people
with
are
a couple
stand-
mil in the bank.
Women are standing there and they're being judged. Oh my God forbid.
Content though.
I'd rather.
Okay,
rip
but the thing
my
is, like-
But
toenails.
no, the one that they said like they were burning chunks in them. Are they Sideman or Beta Squad? I don't know.
Yeah, Beta Squad. Yeah.
Yeah, those kind of one. Guess the player or guess who it is or what. Those contents are genuinely
I
entertaining.
don't enjoy any of those content.
Yeah, but it's not for you.
Yeah,
The same way, like, because all the Real Housewives, Love and Hip Hop, all of those, I don't find them like. I find it a chore to watch.
Good point. Don't those women have shame that they're fighting in club?
And
Hey.
I always say, this is mad, but I'm not there. It's not me.
She's like, I'll watch you do it, and I'll enjoy watching you do it. However, could never be me.
Could never be me.
Because think about it, when Stevie J was doing with
That's
the
my
two
guy.
girls,
That's my guy.
when
Is that
he
the one that
was
she was dancing in front of me?
Yeah.
I love that guy.
you think I will go on TV
And
to
be-
do that? No way.
They tried to grab Stevie J. They said it wasn't him. I was like, phew.
But yeah, so like once again,
Yeah, what's life look like for you now?
what like apart from your child, because obviously fulfilling child, all of that. What fulfills the Simi part of you? That's not the mother part. That's not the wife part. What fulfills you?
Oh my girls. No, it is. you people are doing too much. No, because I think Audrey said it on the receipts, and there's a different type of energy I get when I either go on girls' holiday or I go for dinner with my girls. It's just this feminine energy that it just kind of like boosts me up, and I'm like, whew, okay.
Do you know
I'm
if you
another
said that
6
now, they say,
months.
see, men love their boys.
I get it, but like because I feel like I kind of have a bit of a masculine energy sometimes.
Where?
Like there's things I do. You don't get it.
No, I don't get it. No.
You think I'm fully like feminine?
No. Everybody has a bit of like. There's no divine femininity. There's certain things that would be feminine about me or Dej. Like everybody has a bit of whatever in it, but I don't know how much in the spectrum it is.
I don't know. Maybe because I feel like I do a lot of things, and maybe it's because I'm a firstborn as well. I just feel like as a firstborn, you have to kind of take
Also,
control.
I think you were a tomboy when you were more younger.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is as well. So I feel like when I'm with my girls, it just gives me that boost, and I'm like, okay, because I don't think I can go like last year. For my birthday I did, but like if I don't see my friends, I kind of feel like my energy is low.
So friendship, yeah, that's a good one.
No, that's fair.
Friendship, friendship is
important.
important.
Yeah.
What's it called?
And my friends don't live in the country.
Yeah, that makes it a lot tougher though.
Yeah, so I think when I see them, it's kind of like, okay, I'm with my friends, and I'm like, oh, I have a battery in my back for another while.
Is it also because when you say when you were younger, you didn't have like that freedom to just be out with your friends and do whatever with your friends? And so that way, when you get to do it now, it's like, could you see like a lot of adults just live the childhood that their kids would have wanted? Like if a guy in his childhood wasn't getting girls, becomes an adult, becomes rich. The thing is, I just get girls.
Yeah.
So do you think it's a bit of that, like because your mom restricted you to an extent, you're in the shop or whatever, so you couldn't just be out and about and gallivant with your friends. So now that you get to do it, you're like, oh, this is nice. I just get to gallivant with my friends.
I think so. I think for the next few years, it's kind of like still travel, spend time with my loved ones, friends, family. Maybe start something. Maybe.
Okay.
I just have to find the courage and put shame aside.
You can die from shame. And what another thing I want to ask is, how has motherhood changed or affected your relationship with your husband in marriage? Like, have you feel like, okay, there's a different dynamic, and effect doesn't have to be like a bad thing. It can just be like the dynamic of our relationship has changed.
Yeah. I feel like we don't cuddle as much.
Yeah, because
that's cuddling the you.
That's so fun. Because like obviously it was like, oh, you can put him in his cot now, but I know she still doesn't want him. She wants him to feel his presence beside her.
No, it's not even that. It's because I also worry that like when he's sleeping in the bed, when he starts fidgeting, I know it's time for him to eat. So I'm like, okay. But if he's in the cot, I don't know if I'm going to
be as
as alert. I think that's part of the reason why I'm like, oh, he can still be in the bed a little bit, because I don't want him to be like almost to the point of crying before I realize that, okay, he needs to be fed. That's partly of the reason.
Has your awareness gone up? Because like I was at my sister's house here. I was at my sister's house here. She was asleep. I didn't even make a noise, and I was like behind her because I was like grabbing something. This girl wakes up and looks at me, and I'm like, and it happened twice, and I'm like, bro, you are fully asleep. Yeah. Where did this come from?
Yeah, no, your awareness definitely, even for me, for me, the awareness definitely,
so much.
It comes up,
Like, even, what's it called? This is probably TMI, but I lactate when he starts crying.
Yeah, but
so, I've heard like, that. I know that, like, okay, he's, and I might not hear him, because I could be in the shower, or I could be upstairs doing something and I can't hear him. But once that, I'm like, okay, he's, it's time for him to be fed. I just kind of like, you just know, like, and you know your child. Yeah. You know the signs, kind of different things. Like, I might give him to you, and you just look at him and be like, oh, that's fine. But I'm like, okay, no, he's about to get fussy now, or he's about to do this, or he's about to do that. So your awareness is a lot sharper anyways. It has to be.
Yeah.
Has becoming a mother changed your relationship with your mother?
Yes.
How so?
Closer. Because I wasn't that close. Well, yeah, I wasn't that close to my mom. It was more of, I'm your mom, you're my daughter. That's the relationship.
Yeah, we're not boys.
We're not boys. I just want to make sure you don't get pregnant as a teenager. You don't chase boys. And my mom used to embarrass me when it used to come.
And like boys. You said, shame can kill.
Yeah,
maybe that's where she comes from. Maybe that's where it does come from. Yeah, you were ashamed so much. You're like, I don't want to feel this again.
She used to embarrass me all the time. Shout out my dad, because if it wasn't for him, I would be way, way, way more embarrassed. So I think, it was, especially like, I think once I got to a certain age, it was kind of like she would want to spend time, but I'm like, what are we talking about? Kind of thing. We have nothing to talk about. But now, now me and her, like, that's my boy. Like,
I was also going to ask, when you go out now, do people respect you differently?
See, I've only been out once.
Not even out like in like DLT, all of that. I'm just talking about like, even like, obviously you had the naming or the Thanksgiving in church, or like when you're around older African women, do they put some respect on your name now?
A little bit. I did see that at the naming, kind of, oh, you're a mom now, kind of like, we can't look at you as a
you're not a little Simi anymore.
Little Simi, you're not like a small picking anymore. Yeah, I do find that the aunties are a bit more respectful, a little bit, just a tiny thing, because they can't give that much respect. So just a tiny bit of respect. But then I also find that like the public as well are really, really nice when you have a baby. They're so helpful, especially other mothers. They're very, very helpful.
Because everybody wanted someone like that when they were in that situation. So whenever they were in a situation that was like, I would have loved someone to help me. When they see someone else in that situation, say, let me help them, because I would have loved to have someone like that to help you.
And now I have like kind of mommy friends. Like I have my neighbor now.
I tweet about this all the time.
I see you too about it.
So like
your little mommy walks.
The wife, we go on little walks, and now we're Pilates, starting the gym. We're going to Pilates together. So at least now we can hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
And her son is 3 months older than, so they're gonna pretty much be like growing up together. So it's good.
That's weird, man. That's so weird.
Yeah, no. On that, happy Mother's Day for this year.
Oh, and happy International Women's Day and all that. What's your favorite thing about being a woman? Like, just random.
What do I like being a woman? I don't know. Being girly, like not having the pressure of men. Being a man, because I feel like men have extra pressure. I mean, women have pressure, but I feel like men have extra pressure. You have pressure from your friends. You have pressure from, obviously, your parents. But then you also have pressure from society, because you have to be a certain type of... Like, for men, it's kind of like one note. You have to be masculine. You have to be strong. You can't cry. That's what it is. But there's different variations of women. But society doesn't want there to be different variation of men. Or before we start saying, sassy.
Glad you know.
Sassy.
Man.
Yeah.
Don't get called sassy in these streets.
Yeah.
And what do you love most about women?
What do I love about women?
Yeah.
Breast.
Actually, no way.
So good. That's just jokes, guys.
Wait, hold on. I have two questions. Put a pin in that for a second, yeah. No, actually, no. Let me get to you first. What's called? Was there what did you enjoy most about the pregnancy?
Oh, what did I enjoy most about the pregnancy? Oh, this. She would sleep earlier than usual, so I can have at least time to myself, just downstairs chilling.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
She was so tired all the time. So it got to like 9 o'clock. I get to like, oh man. You know, that's how I was Succession.
I even thought you were watching it with her.
Oh man. Like, I think that's like, it is, like I always say, the first trimester up until I heard the heartbeat was stressful. After that, I knew we were gonna get to, like, I'm just convinced. I don't know. I just convinced.
You had that feeling.
Yeah. After that, but what I enjoyed most is like, and she just had no energy to like really for me to be in trouble. Like, it's just the things I was enjoying. Just
so you gonna pay for
that? I would say I'm joking, but like no, it is a journey. Like you do get to experience it, and you are grateful and you are aware. But no, I'm not gonna cap. I did enjoy the like, oh, she's just tired right now. I'll look at the clock, 9 o'clock, or any time now.
You know them ones. I got to 12.
This was MSD times, so I could work from home anytime I want. Stay till 12, read, and she still had to commute for work. Next morning, chilling. Those little things, I was like, yeah, well no. Because you also subconsciously, when you talk to people, they say at work, they tell you, this is the last version of your life that's going to be like this. Like, because after this, it might not return till like the kids are gone and they're like 18, 20, whatever. They look after them for 15 years, even though you still have that parent worry. Is he going to get a job? Is he going to be all right? Is he going to, like, my dad didn't stop worrying about me till maybe I bought my house or whatever. His concerns were still there. As a parent, it's just natural. So when people were telling you this is the last time you're not going to, because even with Simi's parents, I still see her mom being a parent even to the sister when she wanted to travel. Like, I still see those concerns. So I don't know if those ever go. She's 30
next year.
Yeah, I don't know if those ever go. So when people told me this is the last time your life will be this version of it, I kind of leaned into it. I was like, you know what? Let me actually like just, enjoy my own peace or enjoy my own. Like now I don't sleep till I know my youth is either about to sleep or he's asleep.
Yeah, not here. Yeah. What do you enjoy most about your pregnancy?
No, you didn't. I don't think you enjoyed it.
I don't think I did really.
I have more pictures of her with the bump because I was like, she's gonna want to see this later because I knew she wasn't taking them. So I kept taking pictures with the bump.
That's a tough one, man.
I have more pictures.
If I'm honest, no. I was in this anxious bubble for a very long time. So can I say I really enjoyed much? I say maybe the second trimester I was kind of okay, but that's only because I wasn't feeling as nausy. Third trimester I was just like over it. So second I felt a bit more normal. Not that like I was happy or anything. I was just kind of like, okay, I can get by my day to day kind of thing. I can't pinpoint to be like, oh, this is what I loved about Because even people are like, oh, like take pictures of your bump because you're gonna miss your bump. I don't miss my bump. I don't know why people are always like, "Are you gonna miss your bump?" and all of that. I'm like, I don't miss my bump. Like people are like, "Oh, you need to do this because of that." I'm like, I don't feel what the norm people feel. I'm just happy to have my baby. That's it.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
And by God's grace, how many times would you want to do it?
We run it back.
One more time.
Yeah, same.
What I was going to ask you? Obviously, you're on maternity leave and that. How are you feeling about going back to work?
Anxious. I don't want to go back to work.
Anxious in what way?
Because I don't like just leaving him. Like I haven't spent much time away from him. I've always been with him. Like
I think 5 hours. The R&B
was probably the longest time.
And
him. Even then, so I was texting my mom all the time. She was like, am I not?
Did I not read you?
Like, what's the problem here? But like, yeah, I haven't. I probably today is probably the longest stretch, time. I'm always with him, so I don't know. Being away for like 8-9 hours, it makes me anxious. I'm already thinking like, oh, I need to sit down, speak to my manager, be like, oh, can I work from home more? If that's not an option, I'm going to have to look for something that I can do, even if I'm only working part time, because I can't see myself not working because I like nice things. And I don't want anybody to, I'm not saying that Jordan will restrict me, but I don't want anybody to restrict me. Do you know what I mean? Like Jordan's always like, I know that delivery today. I know that this, oh, you just bought a new bag. Yeah. And this, it's always like, so I don't want anybody to
I'm going to throw shade on it. Every day.
Every day.
Someday I look at the delivery with socks. I was like, what you mean? You get socks. Oh, you have better grip on the ground. I'm like, oh man.
Whatever.
You would order, like, I don't even understand half of it. And you know what it is, yeah? I genuinely don't see half of the stuff she orders after they come home. Like I just never, they'll just be in her closet somewhere, and I just don't. I was like you ordered this.
I bring out when I go out.
To where? You've been out in the past year. You've been out twice.
So she ordered some of the stuff. I don't even know where they are. I remember she ordered this thing, but I never see it.
You know, you see, and then you probably see the dress 6 months later. It's still the tag on. It's like,
and then she gives to my sister Katia. Because Katie's like a little pretty girly girl.
Katie's enjoying, bro.
She gets bin bags and she roots through it, and then she takes it, and then whatever she does, take it to Africa. That's what she does. So obviously when I'm throwing shade, I know I'm throwing shade because I'm like, well, I'm not even going to see this, but Katie's going to get it, and she's going to be laughing straight to the back. Yeah, she's going to be gassed.
No, that's crazy, because I was thinking, like, I can't imagine being out of work for God knows how long, and then having to then go back. Yeah. Just first of all, just going back to work for the white man already.
Yeah,
it's off-putting. Do you get what I'm saying?
After you have a youth, I think Schultz was saying it's like, because of Schultz's baby's had a kid as well. It says for a lot of women, after you've given birth and you had a child and you've gone through the process, working probably feels beneath you. Like not in the type of like you're above people, but like in the sense it's like I just gave life and you want me to be a cashier.
Yeah, like, do you think I give a fuck that your thing got delivered on time?
Yeah, like do I really have to care for her life? And you think this is what's gonna fulfill me?
Yeah, but what's called like. So you're feeling anxious about it. Like, how long do you have left before you go back?
6 months.
So officially, when I stop getting paid is end of May. So basically June, because you only get paid 6 months, which is ridiculous in this country. I think it should be a year. But 6 months, and then you can take 3 months extra unpaid. Now, after the 3 months, you have to decide if you're going back or you're not going back. That's the longest that the workplace can hold your spot for. Yeah. So I think I go back basically September, August. No, end of August, let's just say. But before that, before June comes, I'm going to speak to my manager and see what she says. Yeah. If she can let me be more flexible, I'll stay. If not, then I'm going to start looking for either a part-time job or a job that will let me be at least
a bit more
at
flexible.
home. Yeah, from time to time.
Yeah,
no, that makes sense.
And that was why I was also so big on hybrid situations.
Yeah, no, that makes
it's
sense.
like it'll take everybody. It's a joint effort. But no, that was. Now people have heard it from my perspective. Now they've heard it from Simi's perspective.
Honestly, one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah, that was a cool episode, wasn't it? Right. What is the Jordan strategy?
Yeah, hit us.
One of Jordan's strategies.
Also, what's it called? What did you think of Jake Paul and
Tyson Fury? I mean, Mike Tyson. I don't think it makes sense.
It doesn't
it? Doesn't.
Like, Mike is
sense.
so old.
He's 60, basically.
He's like, it just like I understand that he's Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
And the last time we saw him, he was still moving like
Mike Tyson.
But that is still a 50, almost 60-year-old man.
And the thing is, his body actually can't go through a 12-week training camp. It just can't. He's 60. Like Jake is 27. He can wake up, recover, ice baths, get like.
He hasn't even reached his peak yet.
Do you know that one? So we're at 60 again. It's a money grab. I've always.
How much is it? Do we know?
We don't know. It's
don't
on
know.
Netflix.
Okay.
So and it's at the Cowboy Stadium. If the Cowboys are any sports anywhere, they are the number one most valuable franchise in the world, above Real Madrid, above Man United. So the Dallas Cowboys are the most valuable franchise. So they're doing it in that stadium. So it is a big deal. Like I look at the Simi used to give out to me because even if I stick on impulsive, and she's like, "Oh, you're supporting these boys." But the way I look at it is like anybody that cultivates their own path and their own way, and they did it from the ground up themselves, whether it be the Chunks and the Phillies or the KSIs and the Logan bro. There's something admirable about it.
Yeah, I admire it now because
You watch MMA?
No, not about. I admire them now to the point of two YouTubers, whatever. What?
They started on Vine.
Okay, Vine, and then they went to YouTube or whatever. To the point now, one is on WWE, one is doing boxing with every fucking person or whatever. I admire it because it takes some type of to get to that point because I'm sure many people have tried to do that and failed. So yeah, it's good and everything. But why is it that he keeps going for these retired people is my problem.
Yeah. And that's a valid criticism. That is valid criticism because if he has a name, when he fought Tommy, it was a competitive fight, even though Tommy won by split decision. But he could have, and I always told you this because you were saying like Tommy should fight for legacy. I was like saying Tommy should fight for money.
See, because
Definitely
my thing is
there's no legacy for
fight
him.
for money.
Tommy should fight for money.
yeah, fair enough.
Well, and that's why I was trying to say to us like they are in a different lane. Their lane for competitiveness isn't legacy. It's clout and money, and they have a short window to do this because in 3-5 years, most people are probably not gonna care about them, so they have to cash in like now. And as much as people are gonna talk about the Tyson, as much as people hate the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson thing, he is one of the two most famous boxers probably of all time, Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
So to get his name on the bill, it's already a big deal. But I just don't think at 60 it should be.
Yeah, and like I feel like maybe there's a part of him that's still chasing that recognition from real boxers and that kind of industry. Maybe maybe there was a point where Fighting Mike does that, but at this point, Mike is what? And also, you know what? I actually do feel like Jake has a problem finding fights. Yeah. Because as a professional fighter, it makes no sense to fight him. It's a lose-lose. Yeah. Granted, you might get a big payday.
Yeah. That's the only upside.
Yeah, but like look at the likes of like Javante. Yeah. He's getting big paydays anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
I will still get a big payday with you, but not that I'm going to lose. But even that swinger's chance that I lose, my career is you've fucked the rest of my next big bags.
Fighting the active ones
because like what they
won't take him serious.
They want low risk, high risk, low reward. Sorry, like a legit boxer that can make that money without him. Why am I fighting you? Like that's why Tommy Fury has to fight him because he's not gonna make that money fighting the level of a competition he fights, but he can make a 7 to 10 million fighting a Jake Paul. Yeah. So he can take that and then fighting a KSI. So for him, it's actually worth it. But if I'm already the thing with Jake Paul is he can't fight bums because he's so popular that nobody's gonna care. But he can't fight elite guys either because he's not that elite at boxing. So he's in a weird place where he's too popular for their bums and do
Mayweather, right?
That was his brother.
Okay,
he fought Anderson Silva, Tyron Woodley, Ben Askren,
and Nate
Diaz,
Nate Diaz, and Tommy Fury. So these are popular names. So
and the only actual boxer he lost to.
Yeah, but
technically.
But the thing is as well, like he can't fight up and coming boxers because they're not going to make the money. It's not going to be worth it at that point.
It's not going to sell.
Do you know what I'm saying? And the active boxers that will sell, why would I take that chance?
I take that fight? Yeah.
Like it doesn't make any sense.
And also, all his fights are exhibition kind of.
Most of them are.
Yeah.
I think the last two haven't been. They actually go on his pro record because he fought. Last two were like one guy he fought was an Uber driver, hasn't fought in 4 years. He had a winning record, but he hasn't fought in 4 years. Knocked him out in the first round. Then now it's Mike Tyson. The Nate Diaz one went the distance, and Nate Diaz like put him in a chokehold just to show him if this was a fight.
Like because you know what it is as well. Like no commission is gonna say, yeah, cool, this 50-year-old man fight this you. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't
Yeah.
You can't have that. Do you get what I'm saying? And then like that even goes back to Tyson and Ngannou, where what's called Fury and Ngannou, where what's called Francis is like, yo, be happy boxing is protecting you, because if we go in the corner and fight, it's long for you, really.
If they said you're protected by the boxing rules, because if we know if they took away these rules, you'll be dead right now.
That's a threat.
Do you think Joshua Wood could stand in MMA?
No.
No, not MMA. Because the minute I think Bisping was saying that, the minute you get a leg kick from Alex Pereira, I think I would actually die from a leg kick from that guy.
Your legs will snap.
My body's not conditioned for that. Like, if Alex just kicks you,
I don't even think. Forget about the leg kicks for a second. Like, I don't think people understand. Like, people that know how to grapple.
Yeah.
And even if you're not at an elite level, if you're like
a good grappler,
even just a good grappler, like, because the thing is, it's not about strength and shit like that. Because one of my boys, he started jiu-jitsu and stuff like that, and when he first started, he's like, bro, these tiny ass girls are whipping my ass. They're tapping me out. Like, bro,
it's about technique.
If somebody knows what they're doing and they put you on the floor, there's nothing you can do to get out of there. And I feel like that for a lot of people, like, and also it's a different kind of cardio as well. Pushing somebody off of you, as opposed to like throwing your hands, is absolutely different. Like someone that could do 5 rounds of this, doing one round of a 5-minute round of like jiu-jitsu, and someone grabbing you and someone putting their weight on you, holding you against the wall, like, do you know what I'm saying, lifting you have to think, bro, he just moved his legs, he's about to kick me. And like that, all that, I don't think
there's just
it translates
too much,
the other way around.
there's not too much going on in mixed martial arts for Anthony Joshua to take a chance, because even if they stand with you, the minute they take you down, I know there's elite in MMA, there's like people that do jiu-jitsu at a high level, and the people that have sparred them, they said they know what your body's gonna do before you do it, because they've been on top of people so many times. They know how somebody, like, your natural reaction would be to move this way, so they already grab that hand. And before you know it, like Charles Oliveira, before you know it, you're in a submission. Because he already knew, like, if I hold you here, you're gonna move that way, then I'm gonna grab here, then you're gonna move that, I'm gonna grab here, then now you're in a rear naked choke, and it's finished.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like, everybody goes back to what is, like, if someone grabs your neck,
fight or flight,
the first thing you'll do is trying to grab. Do you get what I'm saying? But it's like, okay, so if I pretend to grab your neck, I know you're gonna do that. Then that's going to leave here free, so I'm going to do that then. And it's it's a long day. And I'm not trying to do all of that.
So, for the fight for tonight, which is going to be tomorrow, who do you think is going to win? Sean O'Malley or Chilo Vera?
I like Sean O'Malley. I like when Sean O'Malley wins, because it's just better. Because I like when this, like you, it's just, he has face tats, he has tattoos, he hangs on with the boy. I like narratives. Much as I like technique and all that. Cool.
But you don't think they can sell Chilo Vera?
Even with a name like that, bro, it's
not like they can sell Sean O'Malley, because. But then again,
they are selling him.
What they say about Sean is he's under 30, and most of the people under 30 don't pay to watch anything anyways. You just stream. I hear it. So the under 30s are not gonna pay for pay-per-view. I hear pay for pay-per-view. I wanted to do a quick Jordan's Charger.
Yeah, hit us with that.
Before we leave here. What do you think we'll ever call out women for being predators? Because Jalen Green, the NBA player, got Drea Michelle pregnant. Drea Michelle is
crazy.
39.
Yeah, and he's what, 22?
22.
And I think her son is like 20.
Yeah, but it's he's in a position, because if we say women value wealth and status, so he's in a position where he is an NBA player, so he gets $100 million contracts, and she's looking at that maybe as an opportunity. Is a predatory, like that behavior, that she's 39, a 22-year-old, now she's pregnant, having this youth, she's set for life.
Yeah, like it.
Or is it because we see men as like maybe more sexual beings? It's
the predators. It's definitely. I think she's a predator.
Yeah, like even if we really want to talk about it, let's talk about the house girls and all the niggas that lost their virginity before.
Yeah,
do you get what I'm saying? Or even I saw another video. It was like, I think she might have been a teacher or something like that with one kid, and like she like kissed a kid on the cheek, and someone tweeted like, if the genders are swapped,
you
just looks very funny.
Or the woman was she in Australia, the one that was having an affair because she was married with a 13-year-old boy. She went to prison. She got pregnant by the guy. When she came back out, she had more of his kids, and she later on died or whatever. And he now is saying that like he was forced or something like that. Mm-hmm. But as a teacher, how are you seeing a 13-year-old boy and saying that is someone I want to be with? Like, those kind of things it just doesn't register in my mind. Talk to us of, I'm 39, I'm with a 22-year-old. For me, I probably couldn't even be with someone even like 5 years younger.
Once again, we know what shame does to you.
I know, but you know what I mean? Like, and I'm sure a lot of girls as well couldn't be with men even 5 years younger than them. Talk less of that much of a gap.
Yeah. No, like, because I feel like it maybe might be the thing like we were talking about earlier. In 20 years' time, we were talking about Drake Bell. Maybe we'll be shamed a lot more in 20 years' time, and maybe
I don't think so. You know,
maybe not, because like you're saying, this has been happening with a lot of people that they think they lost their virginity at 13 to the house girl, but at the same time,
I legit have friends that I'm not lying when I say 9 years old.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know some guys that was like 10.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, one of
And
my
the
friends.
women are
I
like
thought
16,
it was
17.
Yeah, I thought it was a dream. And one of my friends at my wedding week, and he said it to me, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I thought I imagined this thing that you're talking, because I remembered it was friend, the woman doing it to him, and I was there. But you know, I was so young. I was like 6 or 7. So all my life I was like, did I dream that, or did that actually happen? And when he confirmed it, I was like, that's crazy, because it didn't really happen.
Yo, actually, to speak about that, yeah, because I have some memories, and I'm like, did I imagine that? Was that real? Like,
That's what it was. I was like,
Yeah.
but like not even like traumatic memories, just regular memories. I'm
yeah.
like, did that really? Because like I remember like certain parts. Like I remember one day me and my sister, we missed the bus from school, and like we were living in a hotel at this time. Like it was when we first came to Ireland, whatever, and we just missed it. I guess the bus just left us, and me and her just strolling through the city trying to find our way home. And we finally get home. I don't think, because like we still got home in a reasonable time, so nobody really knew that we're missing.
Yeah.
But to me, it almost feels like I was watching a movie, or I was imagining it. It doesn't feel like it was real.
I think the only way is you ask your sister if she remembers that, and then she confirm it. Because when my boy said it, because for ages I was like, I didn't even know if I could bring that conversation to him.
How'd you bring it up?
Yeah, do you know? I don't know how it came up at my wedding. They were talking about, because we lived in like a different country, and I was talking to him. I was like, oh, remember when we lived in that country, this thing, and then he said it, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, all this time I thought I was just like, I imagined that, but now that you're confirming it. And then he said for ages he had nightmares about that person. Like it really affected him. He couldn't sleep. He just kept seeing her in his dreams. And that's what they say, what these things like this SA thing does to people. You start, like, it's a violation. So your subconscious is still playing it because your body felt violated.
Yeah, but you know, it's just that thing again of like, guys are just horny. All they want to do is have sex.
Yeah.
So if you get the opportunity to do that,
Yeah, you shouldn't
all
turn
of a
it
sudden,
down.
it's almost an honor that you got picked.
Yeah.
Which
for
is
that to happen to
disgusting.
you.
It shouldn't be like that.
Yeah. And
I guess it just is like.
yeah. And the next thing is Tamara's fella. Did you see?
Tamara.
You see 90s Babies clip
Oh,
that came
yeah,
out. The
yeah,
caller
yeah.
that called in. Let me break it down. So 90s Babies do it live every week, and the one caller called in. His Braves blocked him on every site. You guys should go find this clip. He did find him on every site. So he was calling in to get the 90s Babies, because she said she watches this show, so maybe she'll hear me. Tomorrow, if you hear me, please unblock me on Instagram live. Now, Dage, we've all been there. We've all been to an extent where you have to beg to get your girl back. Simi knows. We've all been in a situation.
What do you mean?
Well, you have to beg to get your girl back.
You've seen it. You've seen your friend saying, "I'm never talking to that guy again."
Yeah, and then
The guy begs a little bit. All of a
before you
sudden,
know it, we'll be like, oh, that guy, and they'll be like, oh yeah, we got back together like 6 weeks ago. 6 weeks ago. You didn't tell us.
I'm telling that nigga to charge her, because first he was cheating, but first you could charge the cheating part. The way he got caught is he was bragging about it in his lad's group chat, and he didn't delete it. I watched the whole clip. The way he got caught, he wasn't, because he said he deleted all the conversation he was with girls on Insta, but he left his lad's group chats there. So
And
she
he's
went
bragging.
went to the lad's group chat, and that was the time he got caught. But he was bragging about all his escapades in the lad's group chat.
That was
So she-
bragging.
Nah, in the clip I found out he was 23.
he's never getting that girl back.
That's what I said.
100%.
That's what Fred and all them told him. Said, look, you're 23. You will laugh about this in a few years. Just move on. Like, you're not getting that girl back. It's over for you. Like, essentially leave her. But he's got to charge it, because we've said it so many times. I've said this. Cheating is a young people's game. Like, this is like it's a young people's game. He's got to charge that. He's got to just move on. And yeah, there's nothing you can do.
And honestly, you know what? As well, fun. I love how shame is tying into everything in this episode.
Yeah.
Sometimes is the fact that other people know that happened. Now you went to go tell the big internet, and you've used my name as well.
Oh God.
And my friends know your voice.
It's like you use my government, Tamara,
Tamara.
and you're crap. And also now what I look like, my man is crying on the internet.
Yep.
And it goes viral.
Yep.
I kept seeing the clip and I kept skipping it. And then when I decided to finally watch it, something killed me every single time. Friends follow-up questions. I was like, why does this guy keep asking questions? Let my guy cry in peace.
No, because what can we one time when I watched it and then I watched it again and then he's like, I don't know what I did, and then he's like, cheated. Yeah, I fucked up in it. So you didn't know what you did.
And then he was like, "Oh, you guys don't blame me in it. Don't blame me." I was like, "What do you mean? Don't blame you? You're the guy. You're the one that cheated."
And bragged about it.
It says that's first. Just how'd you do that? I don't know. I was like, yeah. Well,
never getting that girl back.
guy should charge us. Well.
What's called dilemmas with Judge.
Dilemmas with Judge real quick.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. A lot of the dilemmas I've been given recently have not been dilemmas.
Yeah,
they've just been shit that I just thought it was wild, so I just wanted to say it.
Okay.
This is in that same vein. All right, so after I got married, the first lady invited me to join a women's workshop, a small circle of 30-ish female church members who share tips on how to keep their relationship spicy. They laughed when I brought my Bible and sensual sermon. Oh wait, they laughed when I brought my Bible to the sensual sermon meetup. We watched softcore porn.
Huh? With the Bible ladies.
Yeah. We watched softcore porn. We made love to each other so that we could know how to make love to our husbands. I was licking and tripping the other members. I was licking and tripping the other members. What's called sweet lips, soft fingers, and thick tongues were everywhere as we drank wine and found our G-spots. I enjoyed myself a lot. I confessed to the first lady that I no longer desired my husband. What's called? Where was I? I confessed to the first lady that I no longer desired my husband or any man, and I was promptly kicked out of the group. The first lady said, our sensual sermons are to complement marriage, not replace it. Seek help. Pray that your husband still wants a sinner like you. I'm not even done. The other members shunned me at church. I'm so broken. Leaving my church after an experience like this is hard, especially since I still desire to be with the women in the group. I live in Birmingham, Alabama, American obviously, and I'm not ready to live out loud as a lesbian here. What do I do?
So they said, look, we do gay shit here, but like,
just to help you out.
Just to help you.
Don't leave your husband.
Why you following?
Do you know what? I actually hear it. Because you ever do some things that like, just let this be what it is, man. Why are you ruining it for everybody else? This is what it is. Now you want to complicate it. We don't want to do it. But do you think it's one of those things when they say some people don't want to do certain things in case they know they like it and now they have to deal with the fact they like it? Yeah. Like she didn't know that's not something you know you'd like until you did it. Mm-hmm. And now that she's done it, she's like, no, this is what I'm on.
And also now that she knows she likes it and they know that she likes it, they're like, oh, she's gonna out us out. She needs to pack it out.
Because for them, I think disguising it as, oh, we're just trying to make our sex lives like so we understand sex with our husbands.
30 women.
Yeah, 30-ish women, yeah. So they essentially have a massive orgy.
You know what it is, yeah? After this, they go back to the husband. None of us are talking. But if it says 30 men did that thing, they go back to their wives. Would you be like?
First of all, that's wild.
That's nasty.
That was nasty. But hold on, it's crazy. How is fingering going to help a man?
I think it's just the excuse for
it is.
Their men aren't
providing what they want,
laying the thing down at home. So
they're using church to cover.
Yeah,
Jesus.
But you know what's crazy? Is the first lady.
The first lady as in
the first lady invited me.
Mommy pastor.
First lady as mommy pastor.
So essentially, they've got a bunch of undercover bisexuals.
Yeah.
And you know what? I do hear it though.
Hear what?
It's a great what's called loophole.
Way to cover. Yeah. But my things, how did they convince that amount of women to join
people
and
like
that
tribes.
amount of women to stay?
It's not that hard.
Yeah. You have to think about it. This has been happening through the course of time. People like tribes and people have been convinced to get into. Like, there's people in history that just say like, "Yo, this is what we're doing. This is a group."
But what I'm saying is, I'm surprised that not one woman has gone there, seen what has happened, and then said, "Oh, this is the reason why I'm leaving church, or because you people are lesbians," and scattered the whole thing.
But it's your word against Mommy P and 30 women.
Now you look like you're mad.
Yeah.
Now you look like you're the crazy one, so you're not gonna speak up.
Also, once there's a devil inside that one. You didn't know before. That's
insane.
Yeah.
wild. Well,
What if
I remember
your wife
reading.
was apart?
Hey yo, give me the stories. Let me know. Let me know. Teach me what did you learn?
What's wrong with
No,
this
Jordan. If you went there for a purpose, what did you learn? Teach me.
You went there for me, no? This will help your husband. So help me,
nigga. What would you say you find out Simi was? First of all, you know what? The funniest thing about Simi, she can't hide her disgust. Simi will be in there just say, yeah.
Jesus.
No, I wouldn't. They will kick me out. They will definitely kick me out.
Let's charge shit to the game. Let's get the fuck out of here. I feel like this is a 2-hour episode.
Yeah. What are you charging to the game this week?
My car failed NCT.
Oh, charge that.
Not my main car. Not my main car. The side car.
Oh, that you want to sell?
Yeah.
That's why I bought. I'm gonna sell this car before the next entity is up. The one I have now.
Oh yeah, but what?
Yeah,
I'm surprised you've had it for this long.
Yeah.
Get rid of it while it's still worth something. But like, first of all, I tried to insure it because you know what? I'm a changed man. I'm no longer.
You're a changed man. You didn't insure car before.
Yes.
You know what?
Fam,
I have no.
There's been times where I've allegedly driven cars with no ST, no road tax, no insurance, and it was fine.
Allegedly. Same with one guy, John, from the other podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Does the same
John,
thing.
yeah,
Does the same
John.
thing.
So I called up my insurance company, and I was like, "Yo, I need to have temporary insurance on this car. Sort me out in it." Told them the reg. They said because the car hasn't been insured in 3 months, we can't insure it. Your
That
face
works.
is exactly what I did. I was like, wait. So let me repeat this because remember last week we said sometimes when you repeat something out to somebody and you say it out loud, they realize that they're being stupid. So I was like, you know what, let me repeat this. So you're telling me the car hasn't been insured in 3 months, so I can't now put insurance on it? And he said yes. I was like, okay. I just hung up.
That makes no sense.
What?
What insurance?
I'm with Super Value.
Wait, what if I was trying to sell a car and for 3 months I couldn't sell it and someone finally bought it? So that I can't get that car insured because... Or was it because...
No,
it was
but
under
maybe
your
once
name?
it cross and changes over...
The ownership.
But the thing is, the ownership hasn't changed. Like, if someone changes the ownership, it's probably fine.
maybe.
But like, apparently, because you have to declare the cars off the road.
Yeah.
And this
That
and
happened to my brother. He didn't declare for ages, and I think his road tax was mad. Because you have to declare it before
I buy road tax in this car, I'll sell it to somebody else and sell it back to myself. But
he wanted to do that. He said, "Oh, can I sell it to you?" And I said, "I'm not involved in your business."
See, if you're committing a crime, don't cost me, man. She's not about it.
I'm not involved.
But so then it was called Carfield Density. Vex, man. But
wait, sorry. Can I ask? When you said like you without insurance, does your insurance not just roll over, or do you call and say, "I want to stop it"?
What do you
Because
mean?
this is his old car.
It's my old car. Remember, it was one.
No, but you said allegedly.
Yeah.
Sometimes you.
Yeah, in my past life.
So yeah, but that's what, because I got an email like yesterday saying, "Oh, what's it called? We've taken all the money we need now. There's no more money until your renewal, which is June." Mm-hmm. Does it not just roll?
Oh, dude, this was before I even had the insurance to roll.
Okay.
Like I was just. This is when I knew how to drive. I wasn't a driver. I just knew how to drive. Let's put it that way.
Fair enough.
But so I sunk some P's into it because I remember I told you I had to put a new engine in it. After I bought the new engine, the guy's telling me, "Oh, it needs a new clutch, it needs a new battery," and
Probably
then
get more for the scrap.
honestly, that car is not. It's like scrap pieces of the car isn't worth a lot.
Yeah, you've been on this project to sell this car for a minute now.
The car it's coming up to a year because it was around my birthday last year.
Okay.
As I was on the airport to travel for my birthday. That's when the car decided that the engine isn't working. Anyways, all you charges to the game.
Timmy, are you charging into the game before I
I can't think of anything right now. You go first.
Damn. Yeah, because I couldn't think of anything. That's why I went to you.
Sleepless nights.
Oh no, because sleepless nights. You know what it is? Sleepless nights are such a given that I don't even really charge it to the game.
See, like it's normal. You get used to it.
You can charge. Oh no, you can't say that on here.
Oh.
Wait, sorry. When did you cut your beard off?
This week, Thursday or something? Yeah,
How did you feel about that?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, I could see it was normal. Like every time I use touch his face, I get like irritated.
Who cares about the youths, man? You think the youth cares about looking at your face?
Bro, man.
You think the youth is looking at your face like that?
Oh my god!
You know what's funny, yeah? When he came in, Fix looked at him and was kind of like, "Who's this guy?" Kind of like, I don't know. And then he had to hear the voice to register it to the face.
Oh, that's you.
That's the thing. Why you look different? Why did you look different today? Trying to the game, just travel expenses, man. Like, do you know what it is? If anybody else in my group does a wedding abroad, the only one that should feel obliged to go is Morris. Because every other day there's a new expense. Now there's freaking vaccine expense. And like, it was like, what else are we going to have to?
Yeah, sorry. Why did you tweet? Are there barbers in Nigeria? I hate this guy so much.
Antagonizing people.
Oh, that's why a woman was like, oh,
You know the services in Nigeria. I was like, I know.
See, the thing that people don't understand that you do shit just for the storyline.
Yeah.
I know there's barbers in Nigeria.
That's why when people say, oh, Simi, your husband, I said, don't ask me. Don't at me.
I'm trying that to the game as well. Niggas snitching my tweets. What do you think I do?
Because see, me and him don't follow each other, so I don't actually see his tweets daily. But sometimes it will come on my timeline. Sometimes someone will send it to me, and then when he comes home, I'll be like, so you've been tweeting me back today. All right.
Well, I bet you see them and you just start rolling your eyes.
I just roll my eyes.
No, definitely charging travel. Like it's costly to go.
Have you started converting naira while the exchange rate is nice?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna start doing that when I get paid again, because I get paid like I think just a couple of days before we go. So it's gonna.
Yeah. Well, how do you feel? You're gonna be a millionaire.
I have,
It's not West much, though. The way Nigeria is going.
That's like when I went to. I always say that when I went to Asia.
But if you have a list, you have 23 kg. You know, Jordan's not taking much.
Yeah.
Hey, yo,
for me, it doesn't feel like a holiday. It feels like a trip. Like I'm go wedding, come home. I don't feel like I'm really going for like enjoyment.
You're going for a specific purpose.
Yeah, there'll be moments of that. For the most part, I'm not gonna leave the apartment too tough, but unnecessarily. Like, no, I'm really not. Until
so, if Morris is showing everybody a good time, you're not gonna go.
No, it depends actually where. Like, because they sent that itinerary. No.
This guy thinks it's Ireland.
No, they sent that itinerary. Yeah, I was tired looking at it. I was like saying, there's no way I'm going to keep up with all this.
Yeah, but
even he says no. He says with Lagos traffic, you think we're going to do all of this? No way.
Yeah, but like, you know what? It's nice to have options.
Yeah, it's always nice that someone went ahead to think of an outline to have.
Because that's what women do.
Yeah,
and that's why women are fantastic.
Yeah.
Would you do if you're getting married to a Nigerian? Would you do your wedding in Nigeria? No.
It depends who it is, I guess.
Honestly, you know what? You know why I probably wouldn't. I have nobody there to do it for.
Okay.
Like my uncles and them, I don't chat to them, man. Like
your people are here.
Everybody that I really care about is here. So if I'm doing it outside of here, it'd be a destination thing or somewhere else. Yeah, like
take us Dubai. You see that one, everybody go 2 weeks in advance. Oh,
Dubai, you know them ones when people are gonna start saying, Dej, I can't. You know, matter of fact, I didn't want you there anyway. So,
well, I think
last question, yeah. Would you guys renew your vows?
Yeah, 10 years.
I'm
expecting
10 years.
That's all I know.
Well, it'll be super small. It'll be super small.
And I expect a new ring, and
expecting a new ring and everything. Yeah. Oh, so it's reboot essentially.
Yes. Yeah. 10 years. 10 years. With hopefully by that time we'll have all our kids, and then they'll be there as well. And
your youth as well there.
In 10 years, Dej.
Oh yeah, 10 years. Yeah, come on.
Because he was thinking about it for a second.
Because remember he said 50, and then we were like 50.
No, because you know what? Yeah, like remember when we were saying that it sounds like it feels like a teenage pregnancy.
Yeah.
So when I heard the pregnancy before I heard the 10 years.
I'm still a youth.
But you know what it is? When you do renew your vow in 10 years, yeah, and you want to have a small, most people are gonna have families and kids that they probably want to bring, or everybody be like, leave your kids with your kids.
Yeah, but you say that, yeah, but like by that time, people are probably gonna have 6-7 year olds and all that. That can be left with grandkids.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Because even you going over to look after your sister's kids, at that stage, I think the other thing is like I would probably won't say here, but there's certain things that we also want to do before we go to the next one. Just because when it's old enough, 1 week at this grandparent, 1 week at this parents, have a good time. Me and mommy
still live life.
Yeah, but I think like once again, like you said, I think that's probably the most important thing, because it's like people they get married or whatever, the marriage is calm, they have a kid, now the man feels like he's being neglected because it's only the kid that's getting love, or the woman feels like she's being neglected because like now it's almost like we're co-parenting, we no longer have a marriage. Nothing about us matters anymore. And I feel like, you know, these jobless youths, they're just selfish, man. They just take all.
You have to just think like, it will pass. Whatever situation, your moment you're going. I know we talked about, I think with the boys you had our lads and Katie was like, we don't know how to go through adversity like our parents. We just go through a different type.
No, but they like suffering now.
Do you know what I mean? We just go through a different type of adversity, and your whatever you go through will teach you, oh, this moment will pass. Like we went through the miscarriage and it passed, and now we have a kid. So what meant for maybe forgetting the moment is, okay, the dynamic of my relationship has changed, but it will pass. It might not go back to exactly to what it was pre-kid, but a new version of it that you still will be able to enjoy will happen. I ran into a woman at my new workplace, and she was working at Pfizer as well, and she says, the best thing to do is for the next 4 to 6 months, just accept that your life is going to be this way. Because after that, your kids can sleep over at their grandparents. You can have a weekend here and there to yourself. And your kids going to be not independent, but not as fussy, not as needy. Like once you feed them, they're fed, they'll be crawling, they'll be on their iPads. So you're like, it's just accepting that for the next 4 to 6 months, it is going to be different. But sometimes people can't look past the right now because that's what they're in it. And then, because Simi used to tell me of moments where men will go and cheat because they're not getting the version of the wife that they had pre-kid. So they're still looking for that affection and love, so they go look for it elsewhere. But also, it's also understanding is like every negative moment I've had in my life, whatever, it has passed and it has got better. So now that even as much as not sleeping 6 hours and not going gym, that was 6 weeks ago. And I was like, when is this going? Am I ever going to go able to work out again? And it passed. So just acknowledging that to myself, I'm like, we'll get to a stage where for a weekend we have a date night on a Friday.
And I think that's
Saturday,
why
whatever.
also I was very like, we should live together, because me and him didn't live together before marriage. So I was very adamant that we'll live together for at least 1 year before having a kid, so we know how we are before. Because some people just move in and then they have a kid and they've never experienced just the two of them. So I was like adamant that, and I said it before we got married, I was like, Jordan, 1 year, just let us just live together 1 year before we start having a kid. We did. So.
Do you feel like, because I know some people say friends don't even check up on me, family don't even check up on me. Every time they call, it's just about you. Do you feel like that?
Yeah, some. But in a way, it's fine. Because you just want people to check up on you regardless.
Yeah, and I think when you said, I think Auntie Williams said it the best, because she was like, I didn't think you'd want me to come because you wanted time to yourself. Some of them is actually coming from a respectful place. They think they're helping by giving you the distance because they think you don't want people to be overbearing on you. But sometimes it's like, no, I want my girls, because I know like then Wims came over and then I was with like Fakes and the moments with Fakes, and she was just kind of enjoying the girl company.
Just
like,
being a regular person for once.
Yeah, with no baby. And I was like, sometimes it comes from a good place that they just want to give you a space. You're just a new mom. They wanted to adjust to that. But you as a mom also is like, I just want girl time. I just want someone
because one of my friends, she came to check on me on Monday, and she was even apologizing. She was like, I'm so sorry that I haven't come seen you earlier. I just felt like you need to get your feet first and all of that. And I was like, yeah. But I think a lot of people feel like, she's too busy with the child. And it's like, no, I can take 15 minutes. I can take an hour to just like spend or speak to you. Because from basically 7 when Jordan leaves till about maybe 5 o'clock, it's just me and this youth, and I'm just talking to a baby. Do you know what I mean? And from time to time I'll call my sister, but then she has to go and do her life. I call my mom, and then she has to go and do her life. So it's like, call me, like I don't mind.
No, and then even now because now it's like I stay with him and she's going to Pilates gym. It's like eventually what I would want to say is like, when you're in it, because I saw a guy that used to go to school where he treats about going gym on 3 hours sleep for how difficult. When you're in it, you don't see past that. And a lot of people told me it'll get better. Like my neighbors are saying it will get better. And even Bambi at the child dedication is like, it will get better. And you don't see it. But now I'm kind of like, no, it's gotten better. It'll get better. Yeah, our relationship might never be the same, but we're parents. But it will be a new version that we can be able to enjoy as well.
Actually, the other thing I was going to ask you was, because Jordan came on here and he said that like he felt uncomfortable asking people to come out for him constantly, of like
100%.
Over the last 2 years,
that
was weddings, ceremonies.
I got really emotional with my friend because I think it was for the R&B. We were on the phone 3-way call, and she was like, "Oh, what are you doing for your birthday?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm just probably gonna go to the R&B." And then she was like, "Oh, you should have told me. I would have came down." And I was like, "Why?" It's like, "Yeah, to celebrate your birthday." And I was like, "You literally, like last year, it was the baby shower. It was my 30th. So that was back to back. Then before that, 2022, I don't think there was anything really, but it was we had a barbecue because we moved into our house.
Housewarming.
The housewarming. The year before that, we got married. So for me, I feel like
just keep asking people to come out for us.
I've been like, yeah, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, and each time they show up, they show up. So now I'm feeling shy to even say, like, even when we were doing the child dedication, I didn't really want to tell anybody. And they were like, oh, just tell me. I'm like, oh, if I can come, I can come. And I was like, no, it's fine. You don't have to. And they were like, why not? Like, that's actually what friendship is about. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, it is. Like, but I guess because as women, we have such high expectations. But then once I've had this baby now, I feel like my expectations is a bit lower because I realize that everybody has their own life. Everybody has other things. People can't expect me to drop things so quickly anymore because I have a youth. Do you know what I mean? Like today is one of my friends' what's it called? Baby shower. But I can't be there because 1, I just had a youth. 2, I don't have his passport. So I can't leave him for a weekend. Do you know what I mean? So it's just not possible for me to just like drop things. But if I can show up in a different way, I'll show up in a different way. And I think that it's just
Morris changed the flight for a baby shower. Like and I don't know how to feel because it's like for a baby shower, I'm like, you don't have to alter a wedding. I could understand, but for a baby shower, I'm like, bro, you don't have to. And like I've said this to him, that's my guy. But it's like you don't have to alter a thing. But it's like, nah, bro, this is what it is now. This is our life, so we have to show it. Even with you for the baby, for the name, for the child dedication, was like, Didge, I'm saying this.
It's on a weekday.
Yeah, I don't want to. The naming ceremony, the child. I don't want you to see it and be like, oh, Jordan had something, didn't invite me. Just so it's happening. But if you're not there, I'm not taking it. And then to see you show up and then to see Ron and Beckley show up, I'm kind of like, those niggas, me and you maybe, but those niggas like,
I just met them.
It's like, and Beckley's getting my kid's gifts and he's wearing. I'm like, it's weird because I've never been in a situation where I've asked people to constantly show up and they've constantly done it. So it's like you just don't have to accept.
But then you just have to repay it when it's there.
Yeah,
because the reason why I asked you, the reason why it will be, but the reason why I asked you is because I know girls always say as men we don't really put expectations on our friendships.
No, you don't.
Like we don't have like, I know girls are falling out because of weddings, birthday dinners.
Like, they always say big events will show you when someone's your friend.
Do you feel like that's true now?
Yeah. Because I think so far the 2 big events, which is like baby shower / having a baby and my wedding, I've had issues with 2 friends. And it's the people that I least expected from, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying they're jealous or anything. I think sometimes it's just maybe I expected too much, or maybe it's always been this way, and I expect on that, like my wedding, you should give me a bit more energy, if that makes sense. Like you've always been baseline, and now okay, it's my wedding. I'm only gonna get married once, inshallah. Like, up a little bit.
You're the maid of honor I've made now.
You know, like, but then when
you're not honoring.
Yeah, exactly. You're not honoring. But when I'm getting baseline, it's kind of like, yo, like for you, I would go hard. So I expect that because weddings, baby showers, like me, like I already said, like, when I have the next youth, I'm sorry, next baby, you might not get a baby shower. Like, you might not, like buy the same gift again. What? Like, there's no point. So to me, it's like, we only have these events. Like, my next birthday might not be until my 40th before I do like something big again, which is 9 years from now. So I don't expect anybody to do anything major for me, maybe for another 9 years.
You said that, but Fix is turning 1.
Yeah, 1, but.
Yeah,
we're throwing a whole party. Let's not joke.
Everybody, he's gonna.
I've been saying I didn't want to have a party, and I was like, "Well, we'll see."
Wait. The thing is, I'm saying this because both grandparents, first child. It's not, and also it's different when there hasn't been a baby in the family in a long time. Like now, there's a baby.
Like especially in our family, like we had when I was 15, 16, we had kids here. So there's still a bit of like, new baby. But now it's like 15 years even since that, whereas like Media's like 25 to 26.
So there's been no but even we it's still different because like your auntie still had a kid. There was another. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, but where is just like
This
Bruv,
is our own.
This is the one.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
everybody's first everything. Everybody's first nephew. Everybody's first like grandchild. Everybody's first everything. Look,
last thing. What's called sleepovers?
No way.
You know what? Let's end it there.
No way.
If you made it to the podcast and you didn't like anything that we said today, well, you can charge it. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
2 hours.
No, not 2 hours.
Longer.
2:47.
You can split it in half.